start.
Okay, now we're recording. I've incentivized my players to do my work for me in exchange for rewards.
Yes. Anita sent Sal a missive saying that there was a party going on being held by Anita, the Toreador Primogen, at the Chicago at
Art club.
the Modernist Art Club on East Ontario. And Sal was like, yeah, totally, I'll go. Maybe I can dunk on a couple people while I'm there. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Got him.
Yeah. So she did. At the same time, Sister Constance also received a invitation, but this one directly from Anita. Sal was invited by Anna, right? By Annabelle.
A lot of A names.
A lot of A names.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of S names.
Really?
Yes.
What? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I didn't notice we were all S.
I mentioned this during character creation, and I believe two of you changed specifically to make it more confusing.
I did. That was me. That was me.
Yeah.
Which I'm in favor of, but this is your own fault.
Either way, Sister Constance was invited specifically by Annabelle, the Toreador Primogen, and she accepted. But the thing is, she was had to be kind of secretive about that invitation, because not only did she receive an invitation, she was asked to dress up and was given a comparatively scandalous outfit for a member of the cloth to be wearing.
I do.
So she had to metaphorically sneak out the back window and from her church and go to the party. Upon there, Sal was greeted, and they started talking up some blue blood Ventru, who and essentially goaded them into insulting Annabelle, which got them stabbed by Annabelle, which was very entertaining.
Good moment.
At which point, Sister Constance enters, and then who Annabelle approaches and gets all giddy about, because, ooh, look at you in your dress, that I picked out, that I handpicked for you. Look at you, my little doll. And introduced her to many, many people, like Bobby. We all love Bobby.
Also Abraham.
Yes,
That was
Abraham.
important.
Do you want to talk about Abraham? That was big.
We exchanged very few words. None of them good, I don't think. And then we went our separate ways, and then he used blood sorcery on me.
Yes.
Constance got hungry.
Yes. See, Arthur was very concerned that Sister Constance and Mother Superior and her newly growing sect of vampires were part of a renegade sort of faction of the.
I already forget the word you used. Hold on. What was the
House Karna.
Of House Carney, yes. The ones who reject the period and say, fuck it, I'm a wild mage, I'm gonna do all this fucking magic, nobody can stop me. And he's like, oh, I'm suspicious of you, I'm gonna do blood magic on you. Or at least that's the assumption. At which point, Sal, who is not very in her element is not in her element, is very uncomfortable. And she decides to make a move. The Ventru gentleman who got stabbed still has the knife in them. She walks up to them and pulls the knife out of them, and goes up to Annabelle and says, "Look, this isn't my kind of art. This is my kind of art." Holds up the knife, and it's so fucking cool that she gets totes respect.
Cred.
Street cred.
GTA, like, respect gained pop-up.
God.
Yes. And then the blood magic happens, and um, Sister Constance gets very, very hungry for hunger and starts bleeding from the eyes, and and her stigmata occurs. At which point Sal, like a total freaking champ, covers for her,
My hero.
covers for her, and drags her out of the party. But not before we both got some boons from Annabelle, which
Oh
is
yeah.
from up. And at which point Sal drags him away and saying, "Tell nobody," allows Constance to feed on her.
Yep. And now I have one blood bond with Sal.
Yeah.
I'm fielding a lot of those right now.
I was gonna say, you kind of gotten now, what, 2 within the last 2 sessions?
Yep. Just from different people.
It's not no full bonds yet,
No full bond,
because
but
that would require you to sever your bond with Mother Superior, which would be an event.
Haha, what if?
But you have been drinking around somewhere.
Harlot.
Silly.
That's very good art.
thank you.
It's a good bit. Yeah, so you both can have an experience point.
Yay.
Right. 23 for me.
Oh my gosh, spend your bonus.
No, that's max. That's total. I have 8. 8
Okay, oh
experience.
my gosh, I was like,
I should open up my character sheet.
I did spend like, it felt like 2 hours the other day, like, figuring out my experience and what I wanted to get.
Because you realized you hadn't spent
Yeah, I forgot to
any
spend the rest of this-
experience.
Yeah. Now I have.
I have also a number I could use.
I mean, whenever you want to. All right, Matt, and Caroline vis-a-vis Sylvia and Silas.
How do you want to do this, Matt?
I'm gonna be really honest with you.
You don't remember much from last session?
No, 'cause I don't remember much ever. So
Bet, okay. Because I remember bits and pieces from yours. I don't remember like
yeah.
specifics, but I remember a decent bit.
I remember the last thing that you did, I think.
Okay.
Potentially. But I barely remember what I did. So
I will say,
Don't worry. That's why I'm here. Hopefully, I fill in the gaps for you.
I would say I've also listened to the episode like relatively recently, so it's all very fresh in my mind.
I know most of it. I know most of it.
Feel free to help, Hannah.
I will try.
Session starts up with Sylvia, actually.
Mhm.
She's in her office and she decides that she needs to step out from Tartarus and out of her zone, as it would be. She travels underground into Nosferatu territory, specifically to get to around to God, what's his name?
Juanica.
Can I open? Where's my sheet?
Juanica?
Yeah,
that-
Juanica. I need to go visit Juanica to discuss about Theodore, the Malkavian kindred that was found dead recently. After a small discussion and boons given, Sylvia finally learns the information that she had been seeking, a little more on just kind of specifics within the letter. There are actually 2 found. There's Theodore, the Malkavian from earlier, and an unnamed Ventru about 2 months previous. And through all the discussion, it was found out that they were definitely diablerized. Most likely by a very, very old vampire. So, we had this information at first. She eventually left after having given Juanica a boon that would be used probably later down the line at their discretion. And then we turned to Silas, who had assisted Vanessa on a hunt specifically for a different kindred vampire within the city. I don't remember their name, I don't remember what clan, I'm gonna be honest.
it was she was a Ventru
Yes.
who was doing some sort of deal in a warehouse up north. And so Vanessa and I head up there. and Vanessa's all tense, and we kind of have a conversation about the why about that.
There are multiple conversations about that.
Yeah, but a lot of the session, actually, I would say most of the session on my end was talking to Vanessa and having just like really hard conversations about our thoughts and feelings about the situation that we're in. Yeah, the assassination plot went fine. Or not assassination, but it was messy. Yeah,
it was messy, messier than I think what you normally would have done. But the job got done.
Yeah, messier than intended. For sure.
I'm gonna get my slurp on.
Oh yeah.
That was a line that was stated in reference to drinking another vampire's vitae. Yes.
From their stump.
Just gonna put my mouth all over that and get my slurp on, I think was the exact quote.
Kind of iconic, you know.
It was a strong moment.
Sort of iconic.
Literally fucking cried.
I was trying to be very serious during that moment, and I could not. My composure's not that strong.
I'm pretty sure, like, I zoned out, too, for, like, a minute, and then I came back right when that happened, and it just threw me for such a fucking loop that I just, like, oh. Yeah, sure, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, continuing. It's, after that, they finally make it back to, their hideout, and there is a short discussion. And I believe that's when you also get to see Vanessa's journal, too, as she goes to bed. I think that was last session, not, like, the session before. I think.
I don't.
I think that was the session before.
Never mind!
Because he had another conversation with Vanessa, because Vanessa left him at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yep.
And then they had another conversation when they got back.
Basically boiled down to, please don't make me kill you.
Yeah. So, we had that, and, then after that was a different conversation after Sylvia finally made it back. I think it was a few days after, if not the same night. I don't remember the exact, like, chronological order.
Around the time. I think the way we played it was the same night, but it's not particularly relevant.
It's Sylvia got a unexpected visitor to Tartarus in the form of Sister Mary, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And from that, a ritual was done with permission given, which allowed Mother Superior herself to speak through Sister Mary to Sylvia, and the two of them spoke one-on-one in Sylvia's office. A formal greeting of sorts, finally, with words instead of just through letters and through third parties. And there were boons given to Sylvia for, honestly, kind of free. Just with the promise of, like, continued support. Where Sylvia gained a lot of boons within the abbey itself that she could use at her disposal, basically. And she was given these before Mother Superior disappeared, and Sylvia got to tell Sister Mary that she did a very good job, and Mother Superior complimented her on.
Gave Sister Mary some head pats before she left. Metaphorical head pats.
Metaphorical.
Yeah, that's a thank you. Everyone gets an experience point.
Yeah.
So, it's the next week-ish. Ish. It's the next week after all of that has occurred. I have a few pointed questions and one particular comment. Eli and Sal specifically. Those things I sent you. For each one that you do, I'll give you an experience point. Additionally, Sister Constance.
See.
Did you take blood sorcery?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
Alright.
How much blood sorcery do you have?
I have 1 point.
1 dot? Okay. May I know what discipline and what ritual you took?
I think. Wait, hold on. I don't know about discipline. I think the discipline is just blood sorcery. Like, I don't know if there's disciplines.
You should get 1 discipline power and 1 ritual.
Oh, okay. Then, yes, the discipline is a taste for blood, and
Gotcha.
And more points to get more rituals. So.
Okay, so you have taste for blood, and what rituals did you get?
I got Wake with Evening's Freshness and Ward Against Ghouls.
Okay. So in this week that we're going to be playing out, you have learned one of those, and you are in the process of learning the other.
Okay.
Because they take a bit of time to learn typically. So you, as a Tremere, are certainly familiar with and potentially surrounded by blood sorcery fairly frequently. It is somewhat commonplace among the kindred of your convent, familiar with the kind of your convent, though the ghouls and humans cannot perform blood sorcery. They can perform regular sorcery, but that's a different game. It's called, like, Sorcerer... Oh, Mage the Ascension. It's called Mage the Ascension. But you, up until now, have not participated. What changed your mind, and who did you learn from?
What changed my mind? It was definitely scary and jarring to have blood sorcery performed on you by someone else. That sucked real bad. That was horrible. It was probably one of the worst nights of her life thus far.
The beast is hard to control at the best of times. Worse when someone else decides to manipulate it for you.
Yep. So that was definitely a bit of a wake-up call. As for who she decides to learn from, I mean, it sounds like we've kind of established that Sister Mary knows a certain
She does.
amount of...
She's pretty good at it.
She seems like...
Definitely, if not, I don't think there is a given... In this convent, in this transplant convent, there is not a given blood sorcery scholar from whom you would learn, as there would normally be within, like, the strictures of the pyramid. But Sister Mary is definitely, if not the most proficient in blood sorcery among you, very close to the most proficient. Most people know like a little bit, but Sister Mary hit the books before you got here.
Would she be willing to teach?
Certainly, very much so, and you two are on good terms.
I hope so.
She would be all too willing to share. It's maybe, while you're not like the leader of the convent, really, it's really obvious that many of the other members look up to you in a lot of ways. Especially given that you are more frequently fed from than a feeder among your circles. And as such, I think Sister Mary's like a little excited to like be the one teaching you something for once. You're not. She's definitely kind of on par with you as far as social standings go, I guess. I don't want to assume that there is a hierarchical structure to the convent, but if there were,
it's probably more social than actually like
definitely
established.
So yeah, definitely. It takes a bit. I don't know how much of the fundamentals you already know, if any.
I think she wouldn't be completely clueless. Like, I think she's aware of what it takes.
Sure.
But up until this point, she just didn't really think that she needed it and didn't really like the ethos behind it necessarily.
And I think that's one thing that it would be interesting to dig into a little bit is so far as you are a very religious, belief-driven organization, broadly speaking. Whereas blood sorcery, especially the blood sorcery that Sister Mary is teaching you, is like hard science, effectively. Like, blood is this way. These are the humors of the blood. This is how you manipulate the humors of the blood to do exactly what you want by manipulating the surrounding weavings of yourself and your gifts, and how you personally can manipulate the beast to do what you want. And it is very much presented as this mastery over the self and the beast and the blood. Which is very different. Just it is a bit of a different mindset. But it's effective. It Sister Mary teaches you all, and it's the kind of thing where like, here's all the hard theory and how this actually works and why I'm talking it to you. Now, say these words and do these actions. It's not like casting it's not like Harry Potter. You don't do a gesture and say Latin and things happen. It is much more internal. The way that blood sorcery functions is much more ritualistic and self-controlling. Because you are not conjuring magic from a wand, you are not conjuring magic from crystals or the earth or nature. You are taking the powers inside of yourself and making them manifest in a way that no other clan can even understand.
Woof.
It's wild. It's pretty wild. I'm sure it is an odd experience the first time you succeed.
Certainly, yeah.
And you definitely don't succeed the first time. And when you fail, it fucking hurts. Your blood felt bad when Abraham, for lack of a better term, hexed you. Because it made your beast growl and kick and groan and bite. Reaching into your own blood to control it and failing makes it feel like you're boiling from the inside. It sucks.
Yeah.
But when you can control it, it is a rush.
I think that just makes it all the more worth it.
You understand.
Constance is a person who is not, like, as sheltered as she is. She knows what it is to suffer and sacrifice. She's not above that. If anything, her entire thing is that she's given things up. She's taken vows.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another extension of that.
I think one of the things you note in learning with Mary, so I imagine that the sisters, maybe this is more a question for you specifically. Do you spend much time, if any, in other nuns and priests' chambers at the convent?
Probably only if invited for whatever reason.
Very directly. And I think that in that case it happens very infrequently. Like it happened previously when you were literally asking folks to feed on. Other than that, it like social activities are generally spent like it is generally understood that your little space is your little space. The privacy is very important. Sister Mary definitely invites you and chooses to teach you in her little, I was gonna say cubby, little
Probably not totally inaccurate.
zone. No, they're small quarters.
Yeah.
Very simple. And this is the first time you get to see her altar. Which is some profoundly gothic Judeo-Christian fuckery. Because it is this warped combination of a glorification of Mother Superior and your little pseudo-Catholic sect, and blood sorcery, and artifacts, and writings, and tomes, and symbols, and ritual circles, all combined into this powerfully weird construction at the end of her little space. And occasionally she takes things from it. Occasionally she grabs materials. She looks at notes. She grabs a little leather-bound notebook that looks older than time. That helps her to get these concepts across, and is very excited when you succeed, and is very glad to help you through the process.
Okay. I think...
Is there any kind of, like, conversation
I was
you think
just
would
about
be good?
to say, I think she asks, your little place of worship here, your altar, do you find that this helps you succeed more in your mastery of the blood?
Greatly. It's a combination of myself, my work, my beliefs, and my blood. It is blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak, right? A focus. It's a focus point for me, for all of these things wrapped into one, and any of them separate would not render the same effect as they have together, and it is mine.
I see. Were you... But you don't... Do you find it necessary to your work?
No.
Or simply...
I succeeded in sorcery far before I did this. This is a construction of the move. None of this was here before we arrived here not long ago.
So it would have been difficult to move such a thing?
Yes. And it is something of a construction of the things I brought and a concentration from the things I left behind.
Interesting.
Without my mentors to learn from anymore, I have to be my own scholar. And this is my compass.
Thank you.
It's all
I
very
appreciate that.
philosophical, maybe a little silly, but it does what I need it to.
If it works. Who's to say if it's silly or not?
If you ever want to learn more, learn with me. I'm like I said, I am my own scholar, so I'm continuing to learn as best I can. Please, anytime.
Happily.
Early that next week as well, if that is the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
You receive a letter by Dove. Both you and Sister Mary, that just says, you are Sylvia the Malkavian's to command. Period.
How wonderfully direct and terribly vague. Stop.
Very good.
Interesting.
Mary, notably, does not seem surprised. She, doesn't really react at all. I kind of doubt that I don't know whether you're, there when she gets it in specific, but she seems very nonchalant. And she doesn't, go to talk to you about it or anything. And it does appear that you and she were the only ones who got this.
I was gonna say, I know we said this isn't Harry Potter, but I had this image in my mind of, we're all at, this long table, and just, like a pair of doves drop in like owls.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mom sent me a letter today.
Oh, Brother John gives you some fucking stink eye when he sees that you got a letter. He didn't.
Man, he really shouldn't. If he knew. Yeah, I think Sister Constance will just kind of give Sister Mary a look. Just kind of perplexed. A small tilt of her head and just kind of trying to get more of a reaction from her.
Sister Mary's just like...
I think she'll come around and be like, I think I have a few questions, if you don't mind. And just kind of gestures to leave the area, leave
Sure.
the other's ears.
Yeah. What's up? Yours is the same?
Indeed. Although, while I can't say that I'm wholly surprised, I knew that we were to make good with Miss Canto. You seem even less surprised.
Can you make me a manipulation roll? Or maybe manipulation insight?
Oh, we haven't rolled for hunger and stuff yet.
We sure haven't. We're gonna do that. How about you do that now?
Okay.
And I'll get to that. I jumped the gun a little bit.
Wait, I always forget.
Just a D10.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, that was an 8?
You're good. You don't get hungrier.
Alright. One hungry then.
One hungry.
That was a manipulation roll?
Manipulation insight, I think, if you're trying to, coax her into revealing more information.
Manipulation.
Because she doesn't want to tell you.
Ooh. She's gonna have a hard time.
Probably.
Alright. And that's only 100, so... Good lord. Okay. So many fucking... Well? I rolled... Well, I rolled medium. Okay, so... All my normal die. 8, 3, 1, 1, 5. Hunger die was 7.
So that's 2 successes. She rolled pretty well. You may spend a point of willpower to reroll up to 2 of those dice. Up to 3 of those dice that are non-hunger dice, if you would like. You also spend a rouse check to boost your pool by
What
2.
happens if I run out of willpower?
So the willpower is a health track. Relevant. You should be regaining willpower at the beginning of each session.
Oh, shit. I forget how to know how much I should start with. Because I've definitely changed my sheet since we...
I believe it's stamina resolve. That should be an easy thing to check in the book, though.
Okay, so it should be...
Where's my creation reference?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, so...
Health is stamina plus 3. Willpower is composure plus resolve.
Composure plus resolve. Ooh, hella. Okay, so that's gonna be... Bonk, bonk, bonk.
How much?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, if... Man. Alright. Jeez. Okay, I need like a checklist for every time we start the session.
Here, there's a thing for healing health and willpower, too. I'm gonna make sure that you... I don't remember whether you get all of it back or not.
Oh.
The rules book is so annoying. Literally, a better reference has been... So, these are my DM screen sheets. They're for a DM screen for Vampire. And these have page references on them. So, like, if you want to know more about this thing, go to this page in the book. And sometimes, even then, I go to that page in the book and I'm just like, where the fuck is it? Okay, so you heal at the beginning of the set. You heal willpower up to your composure or resolve, whatever is higher.
Oh, okay.
But I think given 2 sessions of that, because I don't think you spent very much willpower last session, if any.
No, I don't think I rolled hardly at all.
Yeah, because you were very hungry. You're probably up to full at this point.
Yeah.
Because you have pretty high of one or both of those things.
I'll start checking that at the start of the sessions.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you because Mary rolled very well, and she rolled a crit.
Oh shit!
So you're gonna need 4.
4 successes.
Correct.
I'm at 2.
Correct.
I'll spend a willpower.
All right.
Now that I know. Oh.
Mary does not want to tell you.
Oh, that was a 5 and a 5?
So neither of those are successes.
Fuck! What if I just...
Alright, so, you fail. That's fine. Because I think this is interesting, I will give you a piece of information, nonverbal. It's from the insight side of this manipulation insight. If you tell her something about yourself that she could use against you. Like, very immediately. If you give her a juicy secret.
Juicy secret? but I'm say-so. Juicy secret. What's a secret I have?
Hard to find something that she doesn't already know. Because a lot of the juicy secret is just like what you do in this convent.
Hmm. Oh, but she doesn't. Hmm.
Is it a sacrilegious act to like do a blood bond with vampires not in the Covenant, or like part of the Abbey?
Oh, that would be a. If you
That's
got
what
to
I'm-
the point of actually bonding,
Yeah, that would be a.
that would be a big problem.
Well, obviously not bonding, but
like, not gonna lie, like y'all are not far. Like 3 is not a lot of drinks,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and Constance has long bond, so those drinks last. Those like partial bonds last 6 months. I want to say.
It's a long time.
I'm just saying, could you say, like, I've drank now from 2 other kindred? And would that count?
That would
Yeah,
be
so-
that would be pretty juicy.
That
would
it's, like...
I could also tell her what happened at the party.
Yeah,
No one
you
else
could.
knows about that.
So it's your call. This is
If you
just,
want
like,
to.
my way of,
I would-
No.
That's a good suggestion.
Sylvia, I
That's-
would give you inspiration if this game had any system for me to reward you for
No,
that.
don't even worry about it, honey. We're good.
No, that's really good. Do I want her to know these things? I don't want her to tell Mother Superior.
No cookie for you.
I'm thinking about being a little bit mean, but I don't want to do that.
You certainly can.
I kind of want to use Mesmerize on her.
You can try.
Let me look up Mesmerize.
Yeah. I mean, she knows blood sorcery, but you know dominate.
I do. It would only cost me a rouse check.
And she did roll very well on her previous save. So, yeah, you absolutely may. And that, am I okay to narratively move on from just trying to ask her?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, yes, it is a surprise. Like, no face. Nonchalant, just like, she certainly seems surprised, like you are. Like, this is not or maybe not certainly seems surprised, but she's kind of like on the same page with you insofar as like, this is really vague, but whatever, it's Mother Superior. Like, she's kind of passing it off as like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but like, this isn't that unexpected.
Alright, I'm gonna look her right in the fucking eyes and say, tell me how you know about this.
Okay, and you're gonna rouse?
Yes.
Flex your blood a little bit?
Yeah.
What's the save? Because it's a
What's the-
contest, if I remember correctly. You're specifically using Mesmerize, right?
Yes. Commanding a resisting victim or another vampire requires a contest of manipulation plus dominate versus intelligence and resolve. So
Okay.
she should be doing intelligence and resolve.
She has good one of those things.
Yeah.
The other one's a little,
I'll be rolling manipulation and dominate.
Yep.
Rouse check is just a D10, right? Or no?
1d10. It's the thing we do for blood. So you roll a d10.
That was a 6.
Alright, you succeed. You won the coin flip.
Array. Manipulation and dominate. Manipulation and dominate. Fuck. Can we tabs open? Okay.
So it'll be however many dots you have in dominate.
Okay. fucking die. Woo! Okay. Oh yes, me likey that. Alright. 9, 8, 6, 5, and 9 on the hunger die.
So that's 4 hits. She rolled 1. Yeah, you succeed. This is invasive.
Yeah.
And it's also, because we talked about this a little bit with Memorize, it's also obvious. So this is certainly a power move on your part. You said, you didn't ask, you said, tell me how you know of this, right? How you know, or
Yes.
how you know, right?
Tell me how you know about this.
How do I want to phrase this? Mother and I spoke before recently. And I and she spoke to Sylvia.
Just the 3 of you?
Just the 2 of us and just the 2 of us. It's complicated.
What do you mean by that?
That's a question.
Are you not allowed to ask questions like that?
You have to order her.
That's fascinating. Tell me more.
Literally, yes.
Tell me what you mean by that.
It's a ritual you don't know yet. Her eyes have gone from surprise to fear.
So you and the mother performed a ritual and discussed this with Sylvia?
Correct. No sound, but she just mouths, "Let me go."
Do you know why I wasn't involved in this?
No.
Constance lets her go.
Okay. She runs off.
That's fine. She'll apologize later. Oh. That's what you get for keeping secrets. Disconcerting. I think it's probably time to pay Sylvia a visit.
Sure. Before we do that,
All right.
a few things. First, Sal, Matt, and Sylvia, could you all roll rouse checks for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been doing rouse checks like per session instead of per day because I think it's easier and more interesting narratively.
Not great.
Hungry?
I rolled a 5.
That's hungry time.
I'm also.
I am in a pretty bad state then.
Shit.
I'm hungry too. I have hunger too now because I rolled a 2.
I'm at hunger 4.
That's hungry.
That's pretty bad.
You do have a herd, which helps you.
I do, but that's getting a little too close.
Yeah, that's drain a person hunger.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, I can have you start making frenzy checks if you make mistakes. That's fun.
That's true.
Oh, God.
How about you, Silas? How hungry?
I have 3 hunger right now.
Cool. Fun.
Damn.
Chompy. Before we pan to other characters, Constance, presumably you said you were probably going to head for Sylvia's, right?
Yeah.
Sal is in the pews. In the, like,
Yeah.
sanctuary when you go through the, like, the sanctuary proper to leave.
She has her feet up.
I did not expect to see you here.
Oh, hey there. Looks you up and down. You look upset.
Oh, I think she just puts on a smile then. Just kind of folds her hands in front of her. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Fucking customer service voice.
Oh, yeah, why don't you sit down? I thought I'd pour my heart out to the Lord. I'm just kidding. I'd like to talk to you if you don't mind.
Certainly.
Just been a while since I last saw you. Last time I saw you, you were in a crumpled heap on the floor, and I figured, you know, it would be rude of me if I didn't check on you.
That's rather kind of you, Sal. I'm doing well enough, as is.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's good.
I
Where's
was
the
also worried about you towards the end of that night.
Oh, really?
Well, I did my best not to take very much.
I see, and I respect your restraint. Yes. I mean, you have a surprising amount of an unsurprising amount of self-control, and I'll give you that. Who was the
It's-
crying woman?
Hmm?
Who was the woman who was running around? Who ran off?
That was probably closer to the back. I don't think that was public
Okay,
access.
never mind. I
She
will
just
not say
runs
it.
right through that. That would be. Oh my goodness. That would be very funny.
Sal say, you need to sit down.
No, I was actually on my way out. If you wanted to talk further, would you mind walking and talking with me?
Oh, sure, why not? I'd be
I'm
happy
headed
to.
Sylvia's anyways. I know that you rather like it there.
Oh yeah, wonderful place, best place in Chicago. Yeah, I'd be happy to join you. I'd be happy to join you there.
Wonderful.
Shall we?
Certainly.
Sal, as you leave, Sal will pick up her board, which she left lying against the wall at the doorway.
Excellent. So,
Speaking of which, Sal will hold her a piece of paper. I like to record the names of people who I've done favors. Justin, would you mind signing your name on this little piece of paper?
This is how the devil steals souls, you know. I think she'll just take it, right? Though she knows it's just a piece of paper.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Tucks it in secret pocket.
Oh,
excellent. Silas.
Yes.
It's a new evening. A question and an imperative.
Okay.
One hunt down. What have you been doing, especially as it pertains to being inside of Sylvia's domain? The last, like, couple days. Oh, right. And I have a follow-up question.
What do you mean specifically by that?
Like, have you been doing any, like, information gathering? Or, like, feeding, hunting? Or party going, socializing?
I think what's Alice be doing? Excuse me. He's clearly not been hunting. At least not for food. I feel like after that he is probably laying a little low.
Okay.
I think he has intentions of information gathering, but I think that is something that he is going to not pursue leisurely, but like this just went down a little bit ago, right? And so I think he wants to not really be out and about.
Sure. As it pertains to lying low, on a scale of fine to oops, how poorly did you clean up after that night at the scene of the crime?
I'm trying to think of like what there is that we would need to even worry about.
3 bodies, a runaway witness, and a decapitated corpse of a vampire.
I mean, I don't think that there was any way that he was going to get like the license plate or
Not in the moment.
yeah. So I think whoever that person is just gone.
Okay.
And I'm sure that'll be its own fresh hell when that resurfaces, if it does.
Sure.
Yeah, and then maybe even that's why he was laying low, is because we know that there were witnesses.
That seems pretty reasonable. Vanessa spent the last couple days, like, writing a very thorough and heavily edited report. To send to the Society of St. Leopold. With that collectively in mind, do you exit your haven at all?
For a few days, probably not.
Okay.
I think this particular night, probably yes, because I'm getting hungry.
I was gonna say, if the answer is no, could you make, like, another rouse check for me?
Sure, yeah. That's a 4.
Okay, yeah, you get hungrier.
So I have 4 hunger.
You do. You've been in a bunker for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, when you leave, for purposes you may keep to yourself if you want, I would like you to make a wits awareness or wits streetwise check.
I'm going to do wits awareness.
All right.
All of these will be hunger dice.
Fun.
I got a single success.
Okay. You get about as good a look around as you normally do, but everything is kind of through the lens of hunger. The beast is loud today.
Does it at least, like, smell something close to eat?
There's certainly things that are close to eat. Very obvious things.
Oh.
Very in the open things.
Oh. Well, I know what I would like to do, at least for this little bit.
Sure.
I mean, especially being at 4 hunger. Even at 3, I was going to go and feast.
Hunt time.
So I think that's what's going to happen.
Hunt time. All right. You're on the prowl. Are you hunting in Sylvia's territory?
I would probably go...
You probably don't know where the designated rack is.
I certainly don't.
So I'm not even going to tell you where it is.
I mean, that's fine. I think he would just go to... Well, here's a question. Can I drink anything without it reacting horribly?
Define anything and define reacting horribly.
Like water or alcohol?
No.
Yeah,
No. Okay.
So you
Unless
can,
you have something for that.
if you use Blush of Life,
Mhm.
Oh, wait.
which costs a rouse check.
Right.
So you may, and that definitely makes it easier to hunt socially, because even vampires who are good at hunting socially, like Constance, it's hard for it not to be obvious that you are undead.
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of the same kind of social charms and powers as a lot of the people who can socially hunt while undead. So if you just went to like a normie club, and tried to slam back a vodka, you would vomit blood all over the floor and probably hiss at someone involuntarily.
Amazing.
So which is obviously something you may do if you would like to.
It has its draws. And every vampire has Blush of Life.
Correct.
accessible to them.
All of them. It is one of the common. It is one of the gifts of the blood. For the things that all kindred have access to.
I think I would like to do that.
Okay, go for it.
I rolled a 1.
All right.
Oh!
So you are at 5 hunger.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Do I at least Blush of Life or no?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So you are now apparently human. The rules are you can eat and drink, and you appear flush and full of life as if you are a human. You can you eat, drink, you are warm to the touch. Your features are flush. You can have sex and even maybe enjoy it. There you are, for all accounts, physically apparently mortal. You don't lose any vampire powers either. You're still like super strong and whatnot.
Yeah. And I'm forgetting exactly what Alley Cat does. Alley Cat is like
Alley Cat is your preferred hunting type.
Yeah,
So you
and that's
enjoy like the capital H hunt. Like you like to smash someone's head against the wall and drink from the wound kind of hunt.
Oh, that's a bit much, but okay.
Alley Cats are generally pretty violent.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't like that I've made that decision for my character very suddenly, but here we are.
We talked about it when you did character creation.
You know what's funny is we probably did, and I probably forgot and just kept my own version in my head, which was the hunt
and to
like
be
the
fair,
chase.
There is definitely a difference between you being an alley cat at hunger 3 and you being an alley cat at hunger 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, anyone becomes an alley cat at Hunger 5.
Can be, certainly.
It literally, like, that's pretty much what it's like. Because you're fighting for your life there at that moment.
Yeah. So that actually kind of changes my plan now that I'm at Hunger 5.
You're hungry.
I was gonna go to a bar and just kind of like hang out.
Now you're gonna go to a bar and maul everyone.
I think I'm gonna find a club that's nearby.
Sure.
Any club, doesn't matter. Whatever has like the bumpinest music, you know?
Well, you do have access to a very easy source of hidden blood if you really wanted to. There's like someone in a bunker nearby that you have access to.
Right, yeah.
Anyway.
Fish are friends, not food.
Do it. No balls.
Fish are also food. It can be both.
That'd be
Anyway.
really-
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There are clubs around. They're all active.
Find
I
the
think-
one with the most heartbeats.
It's easy because you can sense them.
Yeah. It's like I said, I think the loudest, bumpinest music is probably the thing that's going to draw me. Because the plan is I'm going to go in, and I'm probably just going to fucking drink someone dry in there.
In there?
In
Like-
there.
Like in a bathroom stall.
In
Just
a
like-
bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a good plan? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, so
But-
that's a social hunt.
It is a plan.
Yeah.
And this is a club. So, roll a d10 for dumb luck.
All right. That's an 8.
It's pretty good. You're being fairly indiscriminate, right? And you are probably looking for indiscretion.
Yeah.
You find a nightclub where I think the thing that is most attractive to you is it seems like the bouncer doesn't give a shit. Letting people the fuck in. The only he cares about is the like capacity. Anyone who wants to is getting in, as long as they're willing to wait and not be a dick. And a reasonable percentage of the inhabitants inside are high. So attentiveness is variable. But it's also like a bumpin'. You did specify the bumpinest music. So it's hard to tell who's high and who's just having a good time. So you're just looking for someone. Like literally anyone.
Yeah, I don't think I don't really think he has a preference. It's like whoever it is going to have a bad time tonight. So
Sure.
it doesn't really matter who it is.
A bad time, they're gonna die.
Yeah, I would consider that a bad time.
Yeah. Yeah, you find this guy, and he's like raving, dancing. He's having a good time. He's glow sticks up to his elbows. And he's vibing. And you pick him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's not super logical. And he's just vibing, and you go up to him, and he's just like, "Hey, man!"
Oh God.
You decided to make this a social thing.
I did. I wish I hadn't.
Instant regret.
Do you know how to, Dougie?
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me.
Do you want to just turn this into rolls?
A little bit, yeah.
Excellent.
Because my problem is like I don't want, like, I'm fucking exhausted today.
Absolutely.
I don't want to have to roleplay.
No worries about
being
it.
a
No,
shitty person,
and we don't have to.
And let the dice
So
do
you are trying to coax this person into the bathroom or an alley. I think the
Yeah.
bathroom's more interesting, so we're going to say the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, Constance, do you know offhand what your seduction roll pool is?
No.
It's okay. If I remember correctly, it's charisma persuasion. So you can roll that, or you can roll manipulation persuasion, or manipulation subterfuge, or
Bring that up real fast.
manipulation etiquette.
Either way I do it, I'm going to be rolling 500 dice. So I think it's
5?
going
Do you
to
have
be
5 in something of that?
5 hunger dice.
So hunger dice, you have your floor is still your floor for dice pool. So if you only have 2 dots, you just roll 2 hunger dice.
Oh, I mistook that then. I figured
That's all right.
you rolled as many hunger dice as you
No, so hunger dice just
have.
replace as many dice.
Okay. All right.
And
So-
if you have more hunger dice than a dice pool, you roll that dice pool, but it's all hunger dice.
Okay.
I really
It's a little confusing though. I don't think that's
it would be so much easier if we were all at the same table, because then you can just see the dice.
Fucking
Yeah,
dice,
yeah.
But I understand. And don't nobody feel bad about it, because these rules are a little confusing.
Yeah.
And by a little, I mean pretty confusing.
Could I do charisma subterfuge?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Saying yes is good.
Because I think it's very much like a like I'm trying to be charming, but my intent is insidious.
Yes, very clearly.
Oops. Well, there we go. What do we got here? We got a 6 and an 8 and 2 4s, so 2 successes.
2 successes. It's enough to get him interested, but it's not enough to get him to be alone with you. Socially. So he's
Okay.
like, yeah, what's up? Anyway, we don't have to roleplay.
Yeah.
He is interested in continuing to be social with you, but
Yeah.
he does not trust you enough to, like, be alone with him. Because the bathroom implication is sexual.
Yeah.
And the alley implication is, like, probably more drugs oriented, or just like
Yeah.
otherwise social. So yeah, he's this is someone who is enough of a party goer to have some good habits, but you know, not the most capable. If you may I make an alternate suggestion that is maybe more suited to your skill set? Literally just try and force him out of the club. Like, physically extract him to a place that is private.
Huh. That would create quite the scene, though.
Strength stealth. I'll give you that roll.
Can I do that?
Kidnapping at the disco.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but it's
Yeah.
really good.
So I'm gonna use so strength stealth, or strength larceny.
Okay, but I'm actually really good at stealth.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's more in your skill set.
Yeah, let's.
And the bathroom will
Wow.
be a lot easier than the alley in this case.
That's what I was thinking too. The alley seems like I have to go past the bouncer. Like that's gonna get kind of hairy.
Let's see how you roll, and then I'll talk you through how it might play out.
Yeah. That's a lot of dice. Oh, no, no, no. So I've got I only have 3 successes.
Okay, so it's... You don't think anyone spots you.
Okay.
And I'll give you a fun vampire hunting hit, a fun alley cat tip. If you bite them, they stop caring.
Right, yeah.
So you, like, kind of physically hold them still, which is hard because they're dancing. He's having he's having a good time and doesn't really want to stop, so that bit is a little weird. And then you do your best to covertly sink your teeth into his neck. And as soon as you do that, he stops resisting effectively.
Yeah.
And you can try... I think you do your best to make it look like you're making out with him. As you go, you head toward... You kind of shuffle the two of you toward the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because that is probably the least suspicious thing that you could be doing with your mouth. And you, like... With 3 successes, you manage to make it into a stall. And you drain him. It sounded like you were intending to just completely drain.
Yeah, I think Hunger 5, this has happened a couple times where I get, like, that hungry and I'm just like, food.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's rough. I'm not gonna give you your alley cat bonus for this.
That's fine.
But you do get to slake a good chunk of hunger. Completely draining someone is the only thing that can set your hunger to 0. How much? How much? Human drained and killed, 5. So all 5.
Okay.
It takes 5 turns, which is a particularly amorphous term in Vampire. I'm gonna go ahead and say it takes like 20 minutes.
Okay.
The human body has 4 liters of blood in it, typically, if I remember correctly. 4? 3? 4? It's a lot.
That was 8. But
8?
okay.
Oh, that's a lot more. And the human body is full of fluids,
Yeah.
and you take all of them.
Yeah.
We are just one big sippy cup.
Jesus. Horrible.
1.2 to 1.5 gallons.
Gallons.
Oh.
That's a few.
I don't know how many liters that is, but okay.
Does Silas lose a humanity for this?
5 liters.
No,
5
this is not the kind of thing that makes you lose humanity. Oh, but that super breaks one of our tenets, which is death only to the deserving.
Isn't this a stain?
I think it probably breaks death only to the deserving, and
One of your touchstones?
no, the
Yeah.
the like be civilized one.
Oh.
What were our? Someone has it
I
written
have
down,
it. I have
right?
it.
Oh,
Be
God.
civilized, death only to the deserving, do not commit self-negligence.
I might argue you did all 3, but I'm going to say 2. Because you purposefully hid yourself away and made yourself more hungry. And I think I could argue that that's self-negligence. But so you're going to take 2 stains.
Okay.
You don't have a physical copy of your character sheet. So normally
sure don't.
you would cross off, like not fully check out, but like cross off marks on your humanity track from right to left.
Okay.
Temporarily, potentially.
Right.
So you're going to acquire 2 stains, meaning that your humanity is temporarily lowered.
Now, is that from the full 10, or is that from wherever your humanity starts?
It's from wherever your humanity starts.
Okay.
So you start with 7, right?
6.
6. So you're down to 4.
Yeah.
And that may or may not go away at the end of the session. We'll see.
Okay.
Sylvia is the only one else in this campaign who has gained stains
I've
so
gotten
far,
a single stain, but it got
and it
removed
went away very,
immediately.
very quickly.
Because I technically killed that one person during my Elysium.
At Hunger 5, I'm going to go ahead and say that you're not the most neat eater.
Probably not.
This bathroom stall has a lot of blood in it, and you probably also have a non-zero amount of blood on you. Not like Dexter, right? But like, if someone looked real close at you, they'd probably be able to figure it out. Vampires were black for a reason. I don't know if you've figured that out yet as a new vampire. Do you wear mostly black?
Yeah, I think he's kind of gotten that.
Figured out the utility of that.
Well, I don't know if he's necessarily figured out the utility, but he definitely was like, this is, at least culturally,
This is how
what
vampires
they
dress.
do, you know?
Basically, on the tail end of you draining this raver, you hear someone come in to the bathroom and just goes like, "Has anyone seen Judd? Judd, like this tall, kind of dweeby, glow sticks, whole
Am
bit."
I in the stall still?
Yeah.
Or...
You get some like murmuring, like, "I thought I saw it come in here like a while ago, but I don't really know. It's been a little bit. I thought he got back out. Is he not on the? No, he's not on the dance floor. He didn't leave. His car's still fucking here."
I'm wondering if I can, like, pick my feet up off the floor.
Yeah, you just want to like
And
hide.
Yeah. Just silently hide in the stall.
Yeah. Give me dex stealth. This is something you're pretty good at.
Yeah. Not if you roll like shit. That's one success.
Could reroll one. He's a
Rolling
will.
2 dice. You could spend willpower to reroll dice.
Do you get willpower back?
Yes.
At the end of session, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then actually, yes, I will do that.
Cool.
Do I reroll all of them or
Up to 3, no hunger dice.
up to 3? Oh, I don't have hunger though anymore. Ha, ha,
Correct.
ha.
So you can reroll any of the dice. Up to 3 dice.
Okay, that's 4 successes.
Cool. They rolled 1 success. So, yeah, you get the like. I think someone's in there. Like no one like knocks or anything, but like they do not register that someone is here.
Yeah.
I
can't tell whether like saying like I'm pooping is a thing
that would be a social check.
Yeah.
Looks under stall, sees blood splatter. Like, are you sure?
It's not a good one, but it's happening.
This is the first time in probably weeks you have been at Hunger 0.
Yeah.
It's kind of euphoric. Because you are, for the first time, there's always this kind of low, I'm gonna call it like a low frequency rumble. It's like white noise on a phone of the beast and your internal bestial desires. And it's quiet. Your head is clear. You are in complete control of your faculties. You used Blush of Life earlier today. You're almost a person again.
That's something.
Like, this is as close. Hunger 0, Blush of Life, at a nightclub, surrounded by people. This is the most person. This is the most before you were turned you have felt in a very, very long time. It's almost unrecognizable.
Can we get descriptive with how much blood do I have on me and where is it? Because I have a feeling I know what Silas would do, but I think I need full stock of what he looks like.
I'm gonna say you've got some blood smear on your face and like chin, this kind of area, the bite zone.
Okay.
And kind of collar down. But that's stuff you can clean up if you're careful.
Honest to
It's
God,
not like it's not a lost cause from like a cleanliness standpoint. Like you could do an okay job at making yourself presentable given like 5 minutes and some paper towels.
I think as soon as he feels he is able to, he is gonna do that. And then he's gonna fucking lose his mind in the club.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna let loose and like not feel I don't have any other I don't have a better word. He's gonna not feel just like depressed
Yeah.
for the first time in a while.
Absolutely.
You know?
Like dancing, drinks. You can do drinks. You're high. Absolutely.
Oh, amazing.
By the way, because Judd was.
Amazing.
So you're high now. Ooh, here's a fun one. Hey, Sylvia, I have a question for you. Or Caroline, more specifically.
What's that?
Pick a number between 1 and 10.
6.
6? Okay. 6 is weed. 4 is alcohol. 8 is ketamine. 10 is a tranquilizer. I'm gonna roll this. It's a 6. Weed.
Weed.
Perfect.
Strong edible. Strong edible. And you drank him dry, so all that's in your body now.
Oh, that's fantastic. I have personal experience with this now, so
It's a good time.
hopefully my fucking soul isn't leaving my body. you
Yeah.
know?
No, it's a good time. The club is pumping and you have a really good time. Like it's really relaxing for you. It takes about 10 minutes for someone to find the corpse.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think you might. I think that makes sense that you might have forgotten about that.
Yeah.
At which point the club becomes a raging stampede for the door.
Oh yeah, I'm the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Are you just leaving?
I'm just leaving. Yeah. I don't need to stay around there and
Are you
more
leaving? I'm
suspicious.
going to ask you this once. Are you leaving in any particular kind of way?
I am leaving oh god. Lord knows if I choose the wrong thing here, I'm gonna die. I'm leaving the same way, like, out of the club, the same way that everybody else is, which is, like, panicked, but that's probably not because he's actually panicked. It's the weed is just, like, now anxiety.
Paranoia.
Social leeching, somewhat.
Yeah. And so he's kind of just, like, running out of there.
And you get out.
Probably, yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. Sylvia, you're very hungry.
I am a little hungry.
Are you going to be taking part of your herd somewhat?
Absolutely. She tries not to get over 3 hunger. So the fact that she's at 4 is concerning. At the least, and terrifying at the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Then
I
you
imagine
absolutely
she has
may.
fallen to her beast a few times due to her age.
You're old enough that it's certainly something you've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So
going
I'd
to very
imagine-
quickly check
Please.
herd.
Please.
Alright, it's 179.
You do also have just a neat little Tremere who you basically have ownership of now, arriving on your doorstep.
Yeah, I
Every
mean,
hour. Oh,
Mother
just
has to have her breakfast first. Her eggs and bacon. Her staples.
Yeah, so you have heard
check with you
2,
later.
right?
Huh?
You have heard 2, right?
Heard 3.
Heard 3. Okay. 7 to 15 vessels.
Yes.
With 2 different resonances that you pick each week when you feed on a different herd members.
Not from the resonances, but basically my herd is the list that I've given before.
Right.
That is her herd.
So basically your staff.
Yes.
Cool.
More
Excellent.
or less,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you said like a non-zero number of them are ghouls, but most of them
Yes.
aren't. They're just kind of
Correct.
enthralled.
Correct. There's probably like 3-4 of them are ghouls.
They are mostly just kind of beholden to your capital
For
P
sure,
presence.
the ones that are Victor and Glenn, the DJ.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, the 2 of them are.
Yeah. I think Glenn was a volunteer too.
Probably.
Like definitely not someone who just happens to work there. But yeah, so you've got like as long as you're staying within your little zone, your little herd, even like before hours, after hours, whatever, like you're pretty set right now as far as keeping your little herd together.
Yeah. It's a very tight family almost. She keeps them happy to the point like it's
You pay a livable wage?
yes, actually.
I mean, yeah.
Quite literally. It's Sylvia has done this before. She may be a kindred, she may be kind of off her rocker a bit, but not a unjust person. She's not a bad person by any standards.
You're not just needlessly cruel most of the time.
Absolutely not. Only to the deserving.
Exactly. You feel very justified whenever you are cruel.
So it's her herd is like her children in some kind of twisted way.
Sure. Yeah, then as long as you have the time, you have no problem feeding. I would assume down to 1 because you don't want to be short-staffed.
Correct. I was wondering if I drink 2 hunger from 2 different people,
Seems totally fine.
would that work? And that would go down to 0.
Are you doing the like queen shit of like an employee on either arm, or you take them aside separately?
Separately. It's
Are you doing performance
very
evaluations
private.
tonight?
Performance
Basically.
evaluation.
She's a very private drinker.
Sure.
It should like you should enjoy it. It's a one-on-one sort of thing.
You don't have dominate, right?
I do.
You do. Okay.
I
So is that
absolutely
typically
do.
how you? Because otherwise they would like kind of. You would probably have to rationalize it otherwise, like because so when most people are drunk from, it's like weird sex or like a bad high or a bad trip or something. But given the kind of relationship you have with these people, that would be kind of weird. But if you have dominate do you use it regularly on these
think
situations?
So,
okay.
but I'm looking up one thing about this. Because I also had presence.
Yes. Which mostly just makes people like respect you.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, vampires gain bonuses on targets that they have pissed, which is drink from.
Yes.
So, like, I can talk my way through it probably
really easily. Like, to the extent that, like, if we even wanted to mechanize it, you would not have to make a roll.
Yeah.
Because these are
Like,
your
I think-
employees, you do this regularly. It's a big enough group that you have a lot of people to draw from, but it's a small enough group that you have enough range with all of them.
I
Like-
I know them personally.
Exactly.
And
they trust you, and you trust them.
I'd like that more, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
As much as I want to roll the dice for it, I feel like that just makes more sense physically.
If this is any consolation, we are rolling the dice, and the number of dice we are rolling is 0. If that makes sense.
Correct. With just how often she does this, how she's spread out stat-wise and everything,
Yeah.
there's no contest. Even if
Exactly.
she got all, like, failures, I don't think there would be a contest, really.
Well, and this is exactly the kind of thing that if you were to roll dice on, we would let you do this thing called taking half, where you just automatically hit on half of your dice pool.
Correct.
And you would blow these employees would be rolling like 1 die at best. So, yeah. You feed. It is not a problem. And you get to pick the resonances if it matters. My guess is your resonances would probably be like the happy ones. Wait, where's my reference?
Yeah. It's sanguine and let's do
Sanguine and phlegmatic, well balanced, reasonable.
yes. Yeah.
Right. So there's choleric, which is adrenaline, angry, violent, bullying, passionate. Melancholy, which is sad, intellectual, depressed. Phlegmatic, which is lazy, calm, sentimental. And sanguine, which is happy, active, enthusiastic, etc. So probably sanguine and phlegmatic.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you do that. It's simple. It's just business.
For sure.
You provide for your herd. Your herd provides for you.
For sure. So I go down to 0?
You would have to drain someone for that.
Yeah, so you go down to 1.
If I do through 2 people?
If you want to go to 0, you have to kill someone.
Okay, then yeah, to 1. Absolutely.
And Constance and... unless, Sylvia, would you like some time for anything?
I honestly, my time would be talking to other players, so
All right.
I will wait.
All right, if it is okay, then Constance and Sal, you arrive. You're here.
Mm.
What did you talk about? Did you talk about anything on the way? Does it matter? Were you eerily quiet?
I think Constance invites you to walk and talk, and she just doesn't fucking talk.
I don't think Sal does either.
Care to walk and talk? We're just escorting each other to the next location.
Like the fucking cutscene for the escort mission didn't play. The dialogue isn't playing in the middle of the thing, so it's just 2 characters going.
Yeah. It's awkward. Sal seems
Yeah, I
awkward.
think that's the overwhelming feeling. It's just like, oh god, okay.
Yeah.
Strange. How did we end up like this? I think as soon as they get there, though, Sister Constance is just looking for Sylvia.
Yeah, she'll be around. I think it's... You probably... She probably woke up a little later today. She slept in. So, she kind of comes out from, like, feeding right as you two, like, walk in.
Dab at the lips with the handkerchief.
Oh, she's incredibly clean with it.
You seem like a neat eater.
Even at, I think, fucking, Hunger 4, I think she's still composed. She has 4 in composure, I'm pretty sure. She can handle it. Yeah, I have a 4 in composure. Yeah, she's fine.
Funny.
So she just kind of begins wandering the floor a bit, just kind of looking around, and then I think disappears to her office. if she doesn't see you immediately, or she doesn't recognize sense heights and general appearances. Although it's Sister Constance, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb.
I was gonna say, regarding your last encounter, it might have been a little bit of a surprise to you that Sister Mary wasn't Sister Constance.
Yeah, I think it
Sister Mary has different
Sylvia
stature, certainly.
absolutely confused the two at the beginning. Because also similar sense, because incense, similar clothing style. I think it was the voice that caught her off guard.
Sure, yeah.
Because that's a big thing for her. Because she memorizes people's voices and their cadences when speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, she's just if she sees Constance, then yeah, she's gonna be like, just the person I was looking for, and kind of saunter over.
Are you saying just the person I was looking at? Like, do you say that?
I think you just hear, if you anything over the music, if you can hear it, you just hear an ah.
You will also see Sal, but Sal looks a bit more standoffish today and just kind of gives you a breath in a bit. Like gives you to a breath, like gives you space, and will just go and sit by themselves for a while.
I really want to do Ada. I hope you. I really wanted to. I really wanted to.
It's funny.
Ada?
Damn it, it's fucking addictive. Stop. We're gonna sit here for 15 minutes.
And she will actually saunter over and just kind of like, she's doing a thing where I wish I had my webcam on so I could like demonstrate it, but like where she has like kind of like the one hand sort of up and like her hand resting gently like in like the crook of like her elbow.
Oh, like...
Just like literally that as she's walking over, yeah. And as she's walking over and just kind of like, my, I was not expecting guests over so soon. To what do I owe the pleasure of you two, Miss Eve?
I don't know about pleasure, but I do come with some business. If you have the time.
As long as the evening is young. Sal, darling, do you mind giving us... I'll be with you in a minute if you'd like.
Oh, sure. Sure, I'll just be over at the bar.
I'll see you in a bit, my dear. To give you a polite wave. And then lead Sister Constance over to her office. Opens the door for you, kind of like gestures for you to go in first.
Yeah, she'll nod and thanks and walk herself right in.
Alright. So yeah, she'll follow in after, close the door politely. It's, since you said business specifically, there's a little lock on the back and you just hear a little click. And she'll kind of walk over and sits down in her chair politely. Please, what is it I can do for you, dear sister?
I don't know that the question is what you can do for me so much as... And she'll kind of like pull out the missive that she got and place it like delicately on the corner of your desk. What it is that I can do for you, Miss Kento.
And her eyebrows raise at this, and she'll reach over and pick up the missive. And it just simply says, like, what are the exact words?
You are Sylvia of the Malkavians to command.
Gotcha. She reads it, and yeah, she just smiles. It's not like an evil or like malicious smile.
Insight check. No.
Like, I'm just giving that information free. And she'll place it down and just kind of like slide it a little bit towards you again. I see that's been known now. I assume the good mother sent this to you?
She did.
I see.
As did one other. You've met before. With Sister Mary.
Yes. The younger one, yes. Lovely
She's a-
lady she was.
She's wonderful.
I want to incite that so bad.
You may.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you wanna.
I low-key really want to.
Yeah. Constance, what's your composure like?
4.
Composure's pretty good.
God, what a...
So definitely
Well,
insight, the skill.
Yeah.
I'd give you wits or charisma or manipulation.
Okay. That's fine.
Is it just composure on my side, or composure and...
Composure...
I have... persuasion?
Etiquette? Persuasion would also work. You're not actively trying to, like, lie, so I don't think subterfuge is particularly...
It's more like, this is more for Sylvia's, like, enjoyment than anything. Like, she
Just wants to make you squirm.
It's kinda her thing.
An etiquette then?
Sure.
She's yeah.
I think
I
composure
would hear-
etiquette is the best, like, lore. The
It
best,
seems-
like, combination of skills for what you're trying to do in the story.
I want to hear how many successes you get before I say it.
Threatening.
Is this a... Okay. Oh god, I rolled a bunch of weird numbers. Okay. That's a 9. A 9. This is supposed to be... This would have to be a 10. A 5. And on the hunger die, a 10?
Okay. So that's a crit. So those count for double. So that's 6 successes.
Good lord.
Oh yeah, I want you to know I rolled 3 dice tops. So I just was purely curious. I rolled 2 successes.
That's not nothing.
I rolled 2 successes and a 4 on my hunger die.
I guess how much should I...
What?
So y'all get to interpret those dice.
Yeah.
For reference, a typical difficulty, a normal amount of difficulty for anything is usually 2 successes, and you rolled 3 times that in successes, Constance. But also, Sylvia rolled okay.
Yeah, like
So Sylvia is absolutely allowed to get nothing on this roll. Like
I'm
you
100% okay
super
with that.
succeeded.
Alright, then, Constance is a fucking wall.
Yeah. 6 successes really is a wall. Like that, yeah. It's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. And I'm
No.
absolutely okay with that. 100%. I just think it would be interesting down the line
Yeah.
if I knew something.
Yeah, what
Right
you
now?
learned is that Constance is giving you nothing right now.
And I think she notices that and just kind of sits back in her chair a bit. Truly, she is something else. I must say, I was not entirely ready to have a conversation with the good mother so soon, but she is quite a lovely lady herself. So, you are now aware of the terms of our agreement.
I am.
And I would like to ask you first, the good mother aside from everything, your willingness to be put in such a situation. For I am a fair lady myself. And she, like, puts her, like, arms down on the desk and she leans in a little bit. How far are you willing to... Did I cut out there?
No, we got that.
Bet, okay. How far are you willing to go for me?
Miss Kanto, I will do anything you ask.
Anything.
Insight.
We already saw that I got shit insight, but you know, I'll roll for it. I don't... Sure, I'll beat a 6.
Go again?
I'll beat a 6-3. No. Mm-mm. She is in a stance that she kind of has to believe you. So, like,
I think the previous insight roll stands for this conversation.
All right.
Which I am okay with.
I would be willing to give you even.
Constance, by all means, you are willing to volunteer. You are able to volunteer information.
Yes. Whether or not you have to believe, she says this with conviction. Like, she says this with sincerity.
That is what Sylvia's looking for.
I will.
Absolutely.
I will do anything you tell me to do. You may do anything that you wish to do to me. And she says this, and there's mild trepidation in her voice.
I'm
This-
sorry, I have one thing. No, continue.
This said, I would given at a moment, I will sacrifice my own will to fit yours or the mother's. I would like to express a certain I want it to be known that I can be a pawn. I can be a sacrificial lamb. I can be whatever you need me to be. I want to be a knight. I want to make things happen. And I was given this gift, and I intend to use it fully. I feel privileged to sit here with you. I will make a plea, here and now. Do not waste it. She kind of gets flustered for a moment. Don't let me go to waste, Miss Kanto.
And Sylvia gets up from her desk and puts her hands down on it and leans over it. So she's like facing directly, as close as she can get without like shoving the desk out of the way. You are willing to put everything aside to serve me. You wish
I will.
to knight so bad?
I would like for my feelings to be known, if you'll hear them.
When you're with me, you can speak free.
I will do as told, but I will let you know how I feel. And I'll hope that you'll take that into account.
But of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. And she'll, like, lean back and sit down back in her chair. I do have a task for you, actually. If you are willing to hear it.
Always.
There is a little bit of chaos, I'd say, going around. And it needs a kind face, a charismatic person to look into such things. There's a bit of disarray happening within the Malkavian clan as a whole right now. I shan't go into too many specifics. For, if the job is done properly, you will learn it down the line. I wish to know why. And I wish to know general happenings. I get a lot within the cobweb proper. But even still, it's been muddled slightly. You'd only have to stay within my domain, not have elsewhere in Chicagoland. Does this seem doable?
This sounds well within my wheelhouse.
You're free to spread your own kind words. I know you've been ordered to that. As long as my task gets done first, everything else you do, consider it recompense payment. Does that sound fair?
It's not a question of fairness. I'll see it done.
She smiles. Good.
If you have any further information for me that can assist, that would be much appreciated.
Okay. What do I do for? DM.
Yeah.
Send you a thingy.
Using the ara in chat.
You can say an audible yes or no. There is a certain fellow I knew once who, unfortunately, pardon as I watch the DM type.
Breaking news update.
Pretty much. Hold on, I'm getting this live now. Please.
Hold on.
The cobweb. The cobweb.
It's Morse code. Please give.
I'm receiving messages from the ether.
The cobweb who's speaking to me. That was my second bit. Okay.
The third is probably more the thing you were talking about.
There was a Malkavian fellow I once recently turned up dead. It is not uncommon for one of our kind, of our kin, to disappear and die once more, I should say. but this one was done deliberately.
May I?
Uh-oh.
Not about that. Constance. Auspex.
Yes, I was gonna say when she was done talking.
You may absolutely still activate it, but I am activating it for you now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You watch Sylvia, as she's sitting and telling you this information, and as she starts, Sylvia, you can kind of see Constance's eyes like glaze over. You can tell she's still watching you, but her gaze seems a little distant, and it's not quite the like black and red eyes of Maria, but it's something a little different. And Constance, you see Sylvia flashes, visions of her sitting there as she goes from talking about using you like a knight. She looks like a queen of old. She is on a throne. She is atop a dais. She is standing with scepter and snake in hand separately. And now, as she's talking about this Malkavian, she's a statue in a graveyard with black tears pouring down her face and the weight of the psychic network's grief around what is happening to Malkavians almost seems to weigh atmospherically in the thunderstorm surrounding her. And then you're back here, and she's calmly explaining to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. Honestly, I think Sylvia would recognize this too because she also has
has Auspex, yeah.
She has 2 points in Auspex, so I think she would recognize it immediately.
Yeah, I think Constance is like blinking rapidly, like kind of.
How many points in Auspex do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so you're at the same level. So I think at that. Oh God! Okay. I'm gonna roll a 1d2. I'm gonna roll a 1d2 because I want to see if I want to do this or not. Alright. 1 is yes, 2 is no. I'm gonna do something that's super out of character. Because I rolled a 1. She lets her guard down around you. For the first bit, you see her composure start to break. As if she is truly hurt. And I think it's only elevated with Auspex. You can see the very slight trembling of her shoulders. You can hear the, like, slight hitch in her voice as she breathes in. She is not uncomfortable talking about this, but she is severely hurt. She is very distraught about this situation.
Constance has been very, like, terse this entire time, for the most part. She hasn't exactly been happy with this situation. She kind of plays at contentment, and she's willing to go along with things, but it doesn't mean that she's happy about it.
Exactly.
At this, though, she is deeply sympathetic. I know. Well, I don't know. I won't say that. That's not entirely true. What I do know is what it's like to have kin. I think of our little flock as a small family. And the thought of anything happening to them. It causes me no small amount of pain. You are experiencing it firsthand.
Unfortunately, not for the first time.
The more I know, the more I can help you.
Can I have you roll for that? I hate asking that, but like, this is a really tall order.
Let me...
I'll even give you a bonus 1d10 because she already has down around you.
Interesting.
So
Like,
yeah,
I'll
we can
give you a
mechanize that
bonus
with
D10.
your individual pools if you would like. If either Sylvia rolls with fewer dice or Constance rolls with more dice.
That is up to you.
Manipulation, persuasion?
It's a good one.
You can do what it's charisma, manipulation.
It's gonna be a lot of dice. It's gonna be a lot of them.
So how about I roll with one less?
Yeah, I think that would work best because it is your guard is down, so the situation is affecting you more than it is affecting Constance in this scenario.
Okay. So I'm trying to think what I would roll back.
Composure probably.
Composure, yeah, that's fine.
I think you could give anything between etiquette and performance, persuasion, leadership.
I'm just saying, if I do composure, leadership, it's over. Those are my two highest. So I will do composure, persuasion.
Sure.
So I'm rolling with one. Should I do one less or two less? DM, I'll let you decide.
Let's go one less.
One less? Okay.
Two less would be if you were suffering under something that was debilitating you pretty severely. And this is clearly affecting you a lot, but probably not to the same extent that, like, a vampire concussion would.
Hey, DM.
Okay. Dice roll how they roll.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I rolled.
Ready for my roll?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Constance could absolutely still hit this, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never seen Constance.
And tie goes to the roller.
So, 7, 8, 9, 8, 5. Hunger die was 8.
Yeah, so that's 5. You hit. And Sylvia's was 5.
I rolled a crit.
No, crits are 2 10s.
Oh, so yeah, I also rolled a 5. So yeah, you
So,
actually just made it.
The way crits work is if you roll 2 10s, they both count for double.
Got it.
Two 10s counts as 4 successes.
Ooh. Yeah, I rolled a single failure.
Yeah, and that was a spicy dice pool.
I would have had 7.
Damn.
I would have had 7.
Yeah.
That was a good contact.
Yeah. And you succeed, Constance, because you're asking for more. Basically,
you were the one that rolled. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
It's close though. This is a tentative state.
She hesitates,
Mm-hmm.
like for a while.
I think Constance is just patient at this point.
Am I gonna do this? I think she reaches for the Nosferatu. I think she reaches for the report that she was given initially.
Okay. Would you like me to send that to Hannah?
Yeah, do it in their personal.
Sure.
Thank you.
She moves aside and just kind of. You can't really kind of see what she's doing. It looks like she's moving a lot of things. And then she eventually closes. What sounds like multiple drawers, and then turns around and holds out a little folded piece of paper.
Constance will take it.
And for the listeners, it is the same Nosferatu report that Sylvia had received, like, 3 sessions earlier. From Juanica.
Oh my.
It is no secret. We expect foul play.
I can see why.
What hasn't been mentioned is we expect the culprit, obviously one of us, to be someone older than I.
A Methuselah?
I don't remember the term off my head.
Methuselah are very, very old vampires. So Methuselah are like 1,000-year-old vampires. The information you got from Juanica directly was that the vampire was definitely higher generation than you, probably. So Methuselah definitely could be.
But there's like 2 ones in Chicago.
There are 2 Methuselahs that are known in Chicago. The thing with Methuselahs is as soon as they get to that kind of age, they tend to disappear into the woodwork.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that there's just a rampant, insane Methuselah in Chicago somewhere.
Correct.
That is an extremely possible option.
That is unsure. The most I can gather, it is probably of a higher generation myself. I don't know how much higher, and I don't even know if it's someone of my generation as a whole. However, and the most dire piece of information that does not leave the...
I think you cut out a little bit there.
There's one piece of information that will not leave this room. Am I clear?
Sir?
He was diabolized. As was one other kindred found a few months prior.
Another Malkavian or someone else?
Look at my notes. Ventru.
Ventru?
Unfortunately, they are unnamed. I do not have that many connections with Ventru, and especially with a body as old as that one, there's not much we can do in the name of identification anyway. I'm worried for our kind, dear sister. To happen so close to home here.
It's genuinely frightening, to be sure. Can I... Let me pull up my... Okay, I think this time I would like to initiate a premonition.
Absolutely.
There
There is a roll associated with that, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Let me make sure I have it pulled up before I try to
Control
do.
F that shit.
It can either be free or cost 1 rouse check, depending.
So the one I did for you was free. That's how the free ones work.
Okay, so if you okay.
So if you initiate it costs a rouse check.
Okay.
So please do some rousing.
That was a 7.
Nice. You do not get
Really
a hunky here.
good tonight. Why can't I always roll like this?
Hey, no, please use up all your luck now.
So what I'm trying to do is, being in the presence of Sylvia, a Malkavian, and also having these firm descriptions, I would like to see if I can, I don't know, gather wool about what I've been told. Like, send feelers out and see if anything comes back with this specific information.
Yes.
I hate resolve and aspects. Where's my resolve? Where's my resolve? Resolve. Aspects.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it for me.
Okay.
Just reading through the description.
Oh my, okay. That was 8, 6, 3, 4, and my hunger die was the 10.
Okay, three's good. Three's quite good. Yeah, so given your description of Theodore, and I think one of the things that helps you in this is physical contact with the Nosferatu report. Nosferatu support, how can we help you today? They're the tech people, so they absolutely would do that too.
Really?
So you get, at first it's just like base flashes, concrete, blood, awful screeching.
Ugh.
It's almost human, and it is rattling off these walls. And it gets further and further and further and further away. And you know that it's underground. And you can feel on your own body many pairs of grasping hands.
Oh my god, okay.
And a pain in the base of the back of your neck, like right above your spinal column. Like an ice pick just got jammed into the back of your spine. And that sensation, that pain, and the tightness of the grip of the hands gets tighter and looser as you feel this premonition shift almost like a game of hot and cold. And you think you have a sense of a location. You may not know why or what or where, but you've got in your mind that, like, okay, there's a place and it's got this with it somehow. Broad strokes, near west side, close to the loop, just west of the loop. That's all you can pinpoint for now, but that may change. You get the feeling that while the visions and sensations have subsided, that your connection to this premonition is still there. Like you've tapped into, like, one thread of the cobweb.
Interesting. Okay.
The pain doesn't go away immediately.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think she comes out of it.
When your vision regains, you see impressions of hands on your arms lifting.
I think as this happened, Sylvia's like out of her chair, like away from her desk. She's like kneeling next to you, just like holding onto like the side of your thigh and like trying to like make sure you're okay. Because I think even through the premonition, she could just see pain on you. Like you just went through obviously a traumatic experience, but like a very visually painful one.
Yeah.
She's had premonitions before. She knows how they work. So she's like there trying to make sure everything is okay. She's probably holding onto one of your hands, honestly. Gently, but like firm enough to like show that you're there.
Horrible.
Are you alright, sister?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I have a vague sense of location. Very vague.
Of
Where it happened. There were voices, but I don't know, just loud, shrieking, piercing voices. And hands, plural, many. And pain. That's what I
where
got.
did you see? What did you see?
Uh,
What were you looking for?
She holds up the paper. I wanted to know more about what happened to him.
I see. Are you going to travel down into the...
I don't recommend it. Not yet. Not immediately. That's... I wish I could have seen something.
That
It's just...
is one of the curses gift. Hey, DM. Hi. Do I get anything from, like, the descriptions given? The pain, the hand, the idea of the web? Like, is there anything I would recognize? Just from being a Malkavian coming from...
From any of... None of that is... Other than the experience, is typical. That a lot of that is unique to the premonition. I will say, as connected to the cobweb, the vibe has changed a little bit. Just
Really?
after Constance has... You get the sense that Constance has managed to pull on a thread. She's not connected to the web. She's not in the web, but like tugged on a little thread. And there is certainly some Malkavian reactions to it.
What kind of reactions am I getting? And can I tell the location or the thread?
So when... I think kind of the way this works is when Constance tells you the, like, look... Constance, you did divulge, like, the locations, like, the vague location specifically.
Yes.
When you, Sylvia, like, kind of begin projecting your thoughts into that area in the cobweb, you get an overwhelming, like, sense of an omen. Something is wrong there, or was wrong there, or will be wrong there. I think from the cobweb itself, the two things you get primarily are the collective sense of danger and protect.
Protect? Huh. Protect isn't... Is there any way I can dive deeper into that?
I'm only supposed to give one premonition per scene, but...
But now we've done like 4.
But...
I also do have premonition, and I I have kind of a 3.
It's fun. The book even goes like, even if more than one person has premonition, maybe keep it. But we're being psychic right now.
We're having a moment.
Know when to break the rules.
Like, I will absolutely. If you want me to do this mechanically, I'll use a rouse.
Sure.
To, like,
yeah. No, we're pumping blood into this.
Like, I think mechanically.
Yeah, go for it. You know what? Go for it. Go ahead and rouse for me.
All right, I'll get hungrier. I'll take that. I rolled a 4.
And you rolled resolve plus auspex.
So what is it?
Resolve plus auspex.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that this is specifically less so using the premonition itself, but using the premonition in combination with the cobweb.
Okay.
Because if you were just searching for a premonition, you'd get roughly the same thing as Constance.
Oh, that's garbage.
What'd you get?
I got a single success.
Okay, that's not nothing.
Oh, because she is like smashing down walls right now.
The only strong sense you get out of this is it's again a premonition, and you see Constance, or what you think is Constance, a shade in the shape of Constance, walking in through dark concrete halls, and then you just hear a scream. Notably, in this vision, Constance is alone.
Yeah. That is my biggest... Yeah. And Sylvia will snap back to the present. And she looks... It's... Even with a 4 composure, she let her guard down around you, but she does it again. And if you have any sort of connection to the cobweb right now, it's not fun centered on Sylvia.
I think you did some Queen Bee shit, where like you went into this, and then you got upset, and because you got upset, everyone's upset.
She definitely would have caused. It's a small one, like it was just like a moment, like just in a moment, like up and gone, fleeting, of just. What's the emotion I want to use for it?
Like a fight or flight response, almost.
Despair?
Like that deep. Sure.
It's just fleeting, just despair in and out, and like you can see it visibly on her, but like you can see her like trying to regain her resolve again as she stands and takes a deep breath and turns to you. You are to stay away from the underground unless you are accompanied by someone I assign to you.
Very well.
In your own words, underground would be dangerous, right? Suicidal. And I agree. Sister, do not travel outside of my domain alone. These streets are no longer safe for our kind. And I think you should keep that in mind.
I will pass along the same sentiment to the convent, though they needn't know the details. They're already flighty as is. They will have no problems obeying any kind of mandate. Is there anyone that you would assign to me?
I have one in mind. But I must.
You cut out a little bit?
I have one in mind, but I must think on it. I need to discuss this with them further.
Alright.
It is someone that I believe you can come to trust as well.
I suppose we shall see.
Forgive me. That's... That took a bit more out of me. Expecting. As she's like... The composure's back, but she's dealing with the aftermath of like the shockwave she just caused. In her own head.
You needn't apologize to me.
That is all I need for you. from you for now. You are free to discuss this with Sister Mary, and if the two of you would like to keep an eye out, keep an ear out, above ground, please. And above all else, discreetly.
I will endeavor to play it safe.
I would advise to not trust anyone but the people here and your sister. Truly.
It will stay between us. I will keep this all close to the heart.
Please do not hesitate to tell me anything, should anything arise. I will get my own hands dirty if I need to. But understand the position I am.
Yes, I do understand. There is a matter of concern, but I think, all things considered, it can wait a day or two.
And she smiles at you. Thank you, sister. Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
Not today.
I see.
I am ever at your service.
Thank you, my knight. And she'll politely curtsy.
I think Constance just kind of folds her hands in front of herself and turns away.
And as that happens, Sylvia will stand up straight, go and unlock the door. Shall we join the waking world?
Certainly.
And Sylvia will open the door and lead Constance out. Hey Sal, you still at the bar?
Yeah. Sal's curled over. Speaking of which, is kind of curled over at the bar, just looking down. I guess you're looking at their back.
Probably.
During their conversation, may I text with Anita?
Please do. You are doing so in Tartarus?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to do it covertly.
You're gonna have to make a roll for that for me.
I do not have stats for Victor.
I do. I have stats for your ghouls, basically.
Even better.
Because they all have roughly. I have a different stat set for Glenn specifically. But
That's
basically
really
all your
funny.
other employees are like roughly the same.
Okay. Because Victor's like my main one.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and Victor, because he's your
Glenn and Victor are like. But yeah.
the two. Yeah. Go ahead and. Few options. Dex stealth. I guess like wits. I'll give you wits or composure. Stealth. Streetwise. Subterfuge. Technology.
Composure streetwise?
Sure.
Alright.
This is average. This is a 2 because they are people, but like you're also a person.
Yeah. I got 3. I
you got
got 3
3?
successes.
Okay. Yeah, you're fairly certain that you're keeping this on the down low.
Alright. got her signature, waiting to talk to Sylvia.
Thumbs up emoji.
But ... I'm
Straight
starting to
face
feel
emoji.
stupid. Starting to feel stupid for not asking this earlier. So, Miss Data Witch,
That's me.
are you? What do you need this for?
The signature?
Both. And
Uh,
well, the signature, and why do you believe I should be talking to Sylvia about your, or mention your name?
so, signature is for information. We need it to find out more about her, about this Constance figure. And I'm going to DM you the other one.
Okay.
I really should have listened to their episode because I'm like, what is going on?
I forgot that I signed a piece of paper.
Yeah, you didn't even ask any questions.
Nope. I was just like, well, I do kind of owe you one. Well, I was like, what the hell can a little fucking piece of paper do, huh? The answer is probably more blood sorcery. Ooh, that or someone else with Auspex. Maybe? I don't know if items have that kind of power. Hold on. What the hell can you do? I don't want to metagame too much. I'm curious. Okay, nothing comes up. I figured that might happen.
So, having been fairly close to you, or having relied on you a lot, Sylvia, what would Sal know about your opinion of anarchs? If anything,
Jesus.
would she have let her hand tip at all?
We've already established that you welcome anarchs into your...
She has nothing against them as long as they're not willingly trying to overthrow, like, her and her position in the camera. As long as she's okay with pretty much all walks of unlife. She's had many an anarch before in Tartarus, in Elysiums. Like, that straight up, she welcomes any and all. Because in her mind, everyone can be saved. She's Camarilla, yes, but she's not 100% Camarilla. Because of her own delusions. That doesn't mean, though, that she conscribes with anarchist ideals.
Mild Camarilla instead of spicy Camarilla.
She tries to be as middle of the road, but obviously I saw that I did not say anything there with the little green circle. She tries to be middle of the road, but she's more Camarilla leaning just because of, like, what is it called? Her ambition. So it would she is okay with pretty much any walks of life.
He tolerates their existence, but does not want them
Interfering.
interfering with her.
As long as they don't get in the way of her power and her quest for power, no problem. They are free to do what they'd like. She's not going to go out of her way to stop them unless her position is threatened.
Right, one moment.
And that can all absolutely be typed out to 100% I'm okay with that.
And you're 100% of me okay with me knowing this?
You don't know about the Primogen thing?
Yes.
I think the only person that knows that is Silas.
Okay.
And Mother Superior.
And Mother Superior.
I think
Wait, no.
no.
I didn't tell Mother Superior.
No, Mother Superior told you that she's trying to get a seat on the Primogen Council.
Yeah. So they both want to be Primogens, but like Mother Superior does not know that Sylvia also wants to be a Primogen.
Different seats.
Different seats, but still.
Tremere aren't even allowed right now.
Oh no. So it's you just know like everything that I said but the Primogen thing, I'd say. She doesn't have much reason to lie. Especially to someone like you that's been so straightforward. And attentive, I'd say, would be a good word to her. I cannot wait for this to come back and bite me in the ass. Haha. Is that what you need, or do you need anything else?
Being kind? Being a problem in Camarilla society? What?
Couldn't be me. Never.
It's all optics, darling. Is that good, Eli? Is that all the information you need?
Is it okay if I send a response?
Yeah.
Okay. Or am I taking up too much time?
No,
here?
please do.
Please.
Go, go, go.
Because this is also my L for not listening to your episode, guys. Totally my L, because this is a big thing I missed.
It's a good session.
Oh,
It's
I
a
believe
lot- it's a lot of
totally
fun.
haven't had time.
That was a fun one.
I haven't had time.
It was funny because there's high contrast between. So the Silas Sylvia campaign was very like A plot B plot,
It
lots
was
of back
very
and forth,
lore.
and I really liked that pacing. And the Sister Constance Sal session was basically one event, one big event.
Yeah. I guess while that reply is being typed out, I have a question. I have a question for you. Are you aware about like the big thing with Mother Superior?
Am
Like
I?
No, I'm talking Sister Constance.
Oh, okay.
Like the biggest shoe that dropped during that session about Mother Superior.
I don't think she's quite gathered the specifics, like the whole thing about being specifically a Primogen.
Not really about the Primogen thing, but specifically about like the blood pyramid thing. Being the blood bond.
So
outside
Constance
of
is
one...
in a blood bond with Mother
Yeah.
Superior.
Correct. But that's like inner clan though. I mean like the outer clans too.
So that's even unique in inner clan.
Hmm.
So Tremere can't even bind other Tremere. Normally.
Oh.
Yeah. So even the fact that like Constance is in a blood bond with Mother Superior is a big deal.
That's fine. I totally got that confused. I thought she
No.
was within Tremere.
There are so
You're
many
gonna-
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally fine then. Okay. Then that was just my question.
Constance may or may not know how big a deal that is.
I think she's aware of the fact that it is weird, and is now coming to terms with the fact that other people think it's bad that Tremere can't enforce a bond. But I don't think she's fully gathered. She doesn't have the historical context back.
Right. It's not like she really, because she's a new enough vampire that I don't think she ever experienced the pyramid. Like, not in its full form, anyway. So, and you don't have a lot of connection with other Tremere, it sounds like.
No, up to this point, she has been very isolated and relatively naive, and she's only just now starting to come out of that. So, perception of these things is a bit limited by experience.
Being a new vampire is hard when there's literally thousands of years of relevant history.
Why she was so like, what the fuck at Abraham? She's like, what the fuck? Like, why do you hate me? She's like, I didn't do anything. I'm just vibing, bro. Oh. So many secret conversations.
Depending on how much longer we're going on, Silas, I have a thing for you too.
Fear.
Don't worry, it's a fun one. I think you'll really like.
Don't think I couldn't hear the sarcasm in your voice.
You know.
No, I don't know. That's what I'm afraid of.
There is a risk, but I think you'll be fine.
I'll be back momentarily.
Bet. Yep. I left my phone on this entire time. 15% battery, baby.
You can like
Excellent.
post a chat log. Make sure like post a chat log if you ever could do anything with the video, because I liked this.
Funny.
I mean, do you want us to know?
Up to you, Eli.
The only part you need to know is this part.
Just the last 3 messages. Here, I can screenshot that.
Yes.
I would really like to see those if you're willing to share.
Yeah.
Obviously, metagaming never approved. Oh. Go off. Okay.
The fucking keyboard smash!
Damn.
The keyboard smash is what made me laugh.
That's pretty strong. That's pretty.
That's her new password now.
I really want it. I come up as soon as that happens. Like, I'm talking like 10 seconds after that was sent. Because I want to catch you while you're flustered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think
Sal-
that's the perfect moment.
She, like, hears you, I guess, when you say anything to her, well, she will just, like, drop the phone in her pants.
I mean, what was it that you rolled for your, like, stuff thing?
3.
3 successes?
Mm-hmm. And that was against the staff.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and spot it,
I mean, I also see Sal in a way that Sal normally isn't.
Like, hunched over and...
leave
Kind
it
of
up to
acting
you,
different.
Eli, if you want it to be okay to roll against that.
I'm
Roll a-
okay.
Roll,
I'm okay.
roll a single success and I'll give it to you.
So that's probably...
1d10. You just want me to roll a d10?
Or do you want to
No,
pool?
just roll. Make it. I just want to set the DC to 1 automatically.
Funny.
If that's
Okay.
Bet. Okay.
Wits awareness.
Wits awareness.
Wits awareness.
Okay. Yeah. I can absolutely do that. So 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
How's 2?
2 is more than 1. 2 is at least 1.
I rolled a 10 and a 6.
Nice.
All right. You see her like just jolt, like immediately pull out her pants and then throw something into it. Like she's definitely just hit something. And then she just turns around and goes, hey.
Don't make me tear it up! Don't make me use my power! Oh,
Hi. Definitely a bit blushing.
Okay.
Alright, one sec, slap yourself. I need to talk to you. If that's okay.
Absolutely. Sorry I took so. Please.
Oh, no. No, I'm sure it was
private-
important.
Privately?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Please. Come right on in. And she'll lead you back to the office, because character...
Yeah, I think Constance just kind of passes by, because she's on her way out, and gives a kind of, like, again, another sort of, like, awkward wave and smile and acknowledgement.
Sal just, like, does not acknowledge it, way too panicky.
Oh my.
So, yeah, she'll...
Like,
she
shoots
will
at you a
lead-
glance that says, not right now.
Oh. Interesting.
Not playing games with you.
She just kind of shrugs. She also does not care at this point.
I am appearing none the wiser right now, but I know this. Yeah, she'll just lead you back to her office.
Okay. Alright, first of all, most important thing is well, first of all, just to brag, met Annabelle, got her respect, just want to brag about that briefly. Boom.
Sylvia does an eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
Respect from Annabelle.
Oh yeah. I goaded somebody into talking shit about her. Then she stabbed him. Then I gave her the knife and made this speech about art, and she was like, and she loved it. So, just want to brag about that a little bit.
Hashtag humble brag.
No, it's just bragging. It's just bragging.
That is fitting for your character,
Oh,
Sal.
very, very. Thank you.
I am impressed, I must say.
I learned it. I learned power moves from the best. Points at you.
Oh, please. And she like puts both hands. Oh man. But I assume that is not why. I assume that's not why you are here, though. Dear
No.
Sal. What
Um,
ails you, my child?
I know that there are Second Inquisition people in your area.
Holy fuck! That just floors her immediately. It's just. It's like you say this probably like as she sits down, and like you just see her. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna roll composure, just a base D4, to see how she reacts to it.
Roller coaster tonight.
Wait, you already know this though.
No.
Not really. Yes and
Silas,
no.
you're not the Second Inquisition.
Oh,
You're the Society of St. Leopold.
okay.
It's the most Sylvia knows is there's possibly some hint at the Second Inquisition, but there's been no definite proof.
Yeah, you got some vagaries from Juanica. This is different.
Like, this is just straight up saying, your worst fears are fucking.
Fuck.
Also, I will note that I rolled all failures on my composure,
That's fun.
and I did roll a 1. I don't know if that counts.
Is it on the hunger die?
No, it is not,
Then you're good.
unfortunately. I think, I kind of want it to be just...
It would probably have to be a more proper roll.
Mhm.
But,
This
you're shook. Certainly, I think. Definitively.
It's been a long day for Sylvia!
It's been a long day.
It's been a long night!
We've gone through the fucking ringer.
The night is long.
It's, as soon as she sits down, I'm gonna be entirely honest, she has a single hand on her desk, and she grips it so hard that it breaks part of the desk. And you see that. Like, you just hear the crack and see it snap.
I was hoping you would already be aware of it, but I guess not.
What do you mean they are here?
Poking. I got a tip from a person I dragged to from a person I met at a party named Anita. They are a Bruja.
DM, do I know the name Anita?
They are one of the few officially recognized anarchs. One of the few anarchs that are officially recognized as permitted in the city by Prince Kevin Jackson.
I've been talking with her lately, and she told me she knows I'm close to you, and she told me to pass that on.
How does she know this?
I don't know.
Did she give you any specifics? Or just to tell me?
Just to tell you that they have been, quote, poking around your area, and that your domain will be in immediate danger if something doesn't happen about them very, very soon.
Oh my god. It's Sal, straight out the bat, I don't think you've ever seen Sylvia this stressed out. She looks like she's seen a ghost, but 10 times over. And if there was not a fucking shockwave within the web. It is pure chaos right now. There's
Right.
no words being said. It's just pure raw emotions of just panic.
Sal, like, drops the board and tries to, like, inch towards you. I guess, do you? Or Sylvia, is it?
As you get closer, she holds a hand up to stop you.
She backs up.
I'm sorry, I just needed moments to process. I assume this information does not... Am I correct?
Does not what?
Does
Sorry.
not come for free. Am I correct?
It's not for it comes. She didn't ask for a boon. She did not ask for a favor. But I know she probably expects. She just. I would expect she wants you to know that she's here to help you, and she is not here to try and overthrow you per se. That's what I got from it. Or at least that's what I'm hoping.
I see.
I mean, I think she's fairly savvy. I don't know if there's anything she isn't telling me, but I hope that she is telling me everything, because I hope she's honest.
From just kind of a political background baseline thing, the fact that she openly is giving you, Sylvia, like, her name is a lot. That's a big, especially
That's a really big
as
thing.
an anarch contacting someone in the Camarilla.
There's no
that is a
Camarilla.
mark of trust.
Yeah.
And dear Sal, you are not hiding anything. You're not hiding anything from... I'm not sure my heart could take much more.
Oh God, no, no.
I'm just saying, I'm about to use a roll, because she definitely...
Sal will look at you and your state and reach back into her pants and pull out her phone. I kind of like her, and I don't necessarily believe she's entirely wrong in her beliefs. I love you, but I don't love the people you try to become a part of.
And she'll hold out her hand like she's expecting you to give her the phone.
If I'm being honest, I don't much care for them either. Not totally, not all of them.
Sal tentatively holds the phone and asks, "What do you want with it?"
I assume you've been speaking with her over whatever it is they call these days. Instant messages?
Oh, well, Sal goes, well, technically, well, yeah. Sal flips open the phone, turns the flips open the phone, I guess, and holds it out to Sylvia. It's a little small. I know it's hard to type with nails. I can type something out with you for you if you need to.
Am I allowed to... Am I permitted to bruise?
And she's looking directly at you and not the phone.
You gonna let mom look through your phone?
It's Sylvia's being as polite as she can be right now. She's even if you have the phone open and at her, she's looking directly at you, Sal.
Sal looks very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. She mumbles yes.
Hey DM, can I have those chat logs?
Yeah, you can.
Pog. Sylvia says Pog.
What's a pog, chat?
I shall.
Is it okay if I just add
yeah, sure.
to the
Yeah,
chat
go ahead.
briefly?
Yeah.
I literally, I'd just be I would just be reading that. I have no interest, obviously. I just want to read the messages to the point that I can copy paste them for my own reread.
I'm giving you the cheaps roll because that's how these are organized.
Yo!
You are now Cheeks. Congratulations.
Okay.
Very briefly.
So I'm guessing it starts at the top today.
Yeah, the 21st.
Okay. All right. I'm literally.
Also, you will see earlier responses at July 31st and July 27th. You will probably.
What
see
do you
that.
want me to be able to see? That is my biggest thing right now.
It's not a matter of what I want you to be able to see, it's what you're able to see. And what you're able to see is the entire chat log going back to July 27th.
Okay.
The document.
So, am I allowed to see from the Google Doc from the 27th?
Yeah,
am I allowed
forward.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna open that, have that in a tab, and now I can't copy paste from Discord.
It's really annoying. I've literally been thinking about writing a bot to convert Discord chats to text documents.
I'm going to screenshot these so I have them. Because this is gross. So, give me 1 second as I pull up Paint to put these in so I have them to save as file 1 text. Yes. Next. Alright, from there. I got a message, so part of this screenshot is gonna have some... whatever. Oh, that's bad. New. I'm sorry, I'm taking so long. I have the screenshots, so you can just, at least from the newest bit, so you can kick me from the chat.
Wait. Punk. You're no longer cheaps.
I'm no longer cheaps. So I have the two, so I'm gonna quickly root them in Paint.net. So, okay. 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 Ah! I see. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the messages that say... Go off, girl. Alright. Okay, perfect. I have that information. I'll read the older text in a bit, Because I don't think... Are those immediately
Not super
to
relevant
me?
right now.
Perfect, then never mind. So I'm not going to even read that right now. So she reads the text, and can I do one thing? Sylvia is going to type out a message.
Okay.
And I will put this in text for voice, just so everyone sees it. I spelled that wrong. We're gonna ignore that. We're gonna ignore that.
Look, you're old. You don't know.
I like the idea that she's learning how to text for the first time.
She literally, if it's a flip phone, she'd be so lost.
We've established it's the keyboard phone, one of the early flip.
Perfect.
Like, it's a slide-out keyboard, yeah.
I think it's like, she doesn't hold it with like one hand. She has it like out on the desk and is like individually like pressing the buttons with her fingers like it's a keyboard. Yeah, literally, that's exactly how she's doing it. We can't have phones. She's never personally held one before. So that is what she sends back. And then after that, she hands the phone back to Sal.
Sal puts it in her pocket.
There's a buzz. There's a reply.
Okay.
Like, very quickly.
Okay.
Takes it out.
Do you want a second burner?
Oh!
She's asking if you want a phone.
Oh my god, I don't know. Not yet.
KK, just let me know. And it's LMK. So it's KK, just LMK.
She says...
She's looking at this and she's like, what the fuck?
She's saying to let you know, just let her know if you want one, if you change your mind.
Mick?
Anagrams.
See. I much prefer writing letters, but
Haven't had to decipher
Can
code
I-
since the war.
can I assume that you will be a liaison between the two of us?
Yeah.
Are you up for that?
Yeah.
Now you have more excuses.
I want you to know that I'm on your side here. That hasn't changed. Do you know that?
Dear Sal. And she goes and she takes one of your hands. She holds it in her, like, very closely to her chest. Shut up!
Jeez.
I don't think I'd be here right now if I didn't have you on. Thank you for everything you've done for me, dear Sal. I owe you more than I think I could ever give.
It's all I could do for you after everything you've done for me. Especially when I was young. I think I'm gonna see myself out, if that's okay.
Of course. Sal, please.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks, after this, all her composure is still, like, gone. She looks worried. Noticeably worried.
Please. Please be careful out there at night.
Nobody will catch me, I promise.
Good.
And I think, honestly, at that, she'd go and she'd hug you.
She hugs you and cries a bit.
Sophia definitely, honestly, cries. It's like one of those single tear ones.
Yeah.
Well, you do cry blood.
Yeah.
It's a single tear you get from.
Well, oh yeah, I guess.
Oh, blood drop.
I keep forgetting that we cry. That we can't exactly cry.
All fluids in vampiric bodies are replaced with blood.
Yeah.
But
But like it's
absolutely.
this is a moment of total weakness for her. That like it's honestly involuntarily happened.
Alright.
And she'll let you go and just watch you off.
And the shadows closing. No, oh yeah. Yes.
Silas, you go back to your apartment, right? Or your safe
Yeah.
house?
Yes, I do.
Silas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Sylvia, are you planning on calling Silas yet tonight?
Seeing that it's almost midnight, probably not. Unless we really want to keep going. I'm also okay.
I do want to wrap up. I do have a hell of a hook.
Oh. If you want to end off on whatever that is.
I do like cliffhangers. They're good.
I am absolutely okay with that, then. I'm gonna save this for next time.
Silas, you end up back in your safe house after a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
You end up... It's been a long evening. Long, hungry evening. A bit messy. Throw your clothes in the washer, I assume.
Yeah. Definitely wearing new stuff.
The evening draws to a close. The sun begins to rise, and you rest. Or what you would call rest. I need you to make one roll for me. Which is composure plus humanity. You're going to be making this at +2 to wake during the day.
Oh boy.
The +2 is because of danger.
So I've got 3 composure. I technically have 6 humanity, but I've got those 2 stains.
You have 4
instead of
currently.
4. Okay. So I've got 7 of those. Oh, at a +2. So you've got
+2.
9.
Yep.
Not my best roll. I got 4 successes.
Okay. It's enough to get you up.
Okay. What has roused me?
It's twilight, just before the dark, and Vanessa is shouting at you to get up because you need to leave right now. And you can smell burning.
Oh, gee.
Oh no. Oh, that's not.
And that's where I want to leave it.
Fuck!
Oh my god.
Failed a lot of awareness rolls over the last 3 sessions.
Sure did. Sure failed every single one of them. Huh?
Literally all of them, yeah.
my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god.
Bro.
Is your thing just kind of out the window now, Sylvia?
Yeah, honestly, fucking kind of.
Especially if you fucking...
I had probably the most important job for fucking you. And I can't do that anymore. If I have to do it, I'm gonna have to do it myself.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Oh
Man,
my god.
it sure sucks that our one very physical, strong character is in a lot of danger.
Oh
It's
my god. Oh my god.
Love that
I'm
we're all just
sure-
kinda not very,
I don't
combative.
know. Oh my
You'll
god.
just have to ally with the other clans.
I literally cannot
The other
give
clans
you.
don't like me. I'm like out here trying to make friends and people. It's so funny.
Oh my god. Matt, this is like really not good.
Why is it not good? It'll be fine.
We're gonna learn what aggravated damage is next time.
I'm sure it'll be.
Do you have another character?
A distinct possibility. We'll see what happens. So it's the end of the session. Thank you for playing very much. Gotta say, the soundtrack on loop did work today.
It was doing the work.
It
It was
Feeling good
very
about it.
atmospheric. Holy fuck.
Yeah. It's
Timing.
just like a mostly random like spooky music playlist I found on YouTube that just works. It is the
Timing,
right
yeah.
tone. It's only
Well,
wrong
it's like-
occasionally.
Yeah. Most of the time, it like something about it. Something about it.
It's on par. All right. Stars and wishes. I'm gonna go clockwise around. Sal.
Okay.
And by Sal, I mean Eli, because you were not your character.
Stars. Psychic business was fun to listen to. It was very fun. And it was very revealing of everything. I also like that I was able to do a text chat and make it work. And that it also I'm happy it got revealed as well because that was fun.
I literally just watched you flirt with her.
Funny.
And also, kind of happy I got to have a heart-to-heart with Sylvia. Sort of. So watching Sylvia kind of lose control was very, very fun.
This whole campaign is just like Sylvia's very long day.
That literally could just be the title of the session.
No good, very bad, terrible day.
We are going to near the bottom, I feel, soon. And I kind of like it. Wishes. I hope to get into combat.
All right.
That would be fun.
I'm curious what Sail in combat looks like.
Fucking beat someone over the head with a skateboard. What are you talking about?
This is why
The
I
Skater
want
Boy
to
Classic.
When it splinters, you shove it through them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Street fight. Street smarts. Silas. Stars and wishes. And by Silas, I mean Matt, because you were not your character.
Oh wait, but did Sal have any wishes?
Yeah, that was
Get into
my
a
wish.
fight.
Oh, get into a fight. I completely zonked out. I was like that was the wish. That was the wish.
I have 2 stars. The first is that this feels like a really good setup episode. Like, I have a feeling that next session could be just fucking batshit. And that's exciting. The other thing is, I'd only mentioned it once, being very tired, but part of my star is that I didn't have to do a whole lot today.
I kind of got that vibe, and I was like, I'll throw you some bones, but you seem like you kind of want to just hang out, and that's totally okay.
Yeah. I appreciate that, because it's been a time over here. But yeah, so that's the 2 stars. My wishes are what's a wish? I'm just kind of hoping that I'm kind of having a couple thoughts tied together, which is why I'm having a hard time expressing this. I think it's kind of like what was maybe expressed last session, potentially, where it's like I think this session I wasn't quite sure what I wanted my character to do, and next session I have obviously impetus to do things, but I'm also really curious, like, how do we get Silas to a place, especially with what is currently happening, to where he can pair up with someone else to go do things, or have Sylvia send him off and do things.
I think that it sounded like that was part of the plan.
Yeah. So that's my wish, is that I get to do that at some point, essentially.
Excellent.
And that
yeah.
I'm just not fucking executed next time we play.
I was trying, but okay.
I'm debating how much of a peek behind the curtain I want to give. I'll keep my I'm gonna keep my secrets for now.
Keep your secrets.
Keep your secrets, wizard.
We like a little.
I love that no matter what game I'm in, and this is part of the reason I keep my webcam all the time, I still have the DM smile. Where every time I think of something I enjoy, or something that might happen or going to happen, or they call this in some systems a golden opportunity, when a player just like serves you this wonderful consequence on a platter for you to distribute, and it's just like, yes. It's a very specific smile.
You know, Silas is a glutton for punishment, I suppose. So.
You did fail every awareness roll.
I really did.
Every awareness roll.
I blame the D10s that I have, all of them.
They're cursed. They're cursed now.
They're really not good.
We'll see how much they put forth next session.
I miss Lynn's D6s.
Those motherfuckers.
They did work.
Yeah. Excellent. Did you have any wishes?
The wish was doing things with people. And
right.
for people.
Yes. Excellent. And
Stars. The last 3 sessions, even the one I wasn't fucking in, have been like mwah, mwah, delicioso. Me love. Good fucking sessions. Yeah, loved having the back and forth with Sylvia. Felt like real progress. Felt good. Wishes. I feel so fulfilled by this session. I don't really...
if it helps, I don't think I have a wish either. It was so fucking good.
My wish is I do want to interact with Silas. I want a chance to interact with Silas because I felt it coming, and it's gonna be so good when it happens because of all this like build up.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's. I'm hoping that we still get that. I think we will. But you never know.
I just have to survive the beginning of next session.
Just gotta roll better.
And maybe the rest of that entire session. And maybe the session afterwards, things will start to work out.
I believe in the RNG.
I'm gonna roll D6s next time and count anything that's 4 and above as a success, and just fucking go with that.
Okay.
Pray.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Praying to RNG.
No, not.
But 1s and 6s count for crits and crit fails.
That's fine. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm completely fine with that.
No, that's. I'm not gonna do that.
Don't listen. Cole knows dice math. Don't listen to Cole. Cole knows That's how dice work.
It's a tempting offer, but it is just jokes.
It only almost doubles your chance to both crit and crit fail.
It's true. But I'm good.
Okay.
Funny.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Caroline. Stars and Wishes.
Hello.
Stars and
Stars, capital C in content is kind of the best way I can describe it. I think my biggest star, though, through all the content, you guys all broke Sylvia down. Which is notoriously, like, one of the hardest things you can do for her.
I can't believe the rolls I did tonight, to be honest.
It's honestly one of the hardest things you can do for Sylvia. I built her so she couldn't do that. And you all did it. And I
going through it.
I loved that. Absolutely loved that.
Hooray.
Oh my goodness, that was such a good, like, character mindset to be in. Because it was just pure panic. Love that. Eat that up. Perfect. Oh my goodness, wish I want next session so bad right now. Like, I want it, like, I want that one as good, like, because that is so much to happen. There's so much, like, good content that's already come out of, like, these last, like, session and a half, 2 sessions. So much has happened. I do have one wish, though, that I haven't said before. That could possibly be something really fun in addition, and also give us a bit of a challenge. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just going to send it to this has not been implemented yet.
Implemented.
I'm just saying that could be a very, very interesting. See, there's the DM smile.
Stop making that face. Stop making that face. I'm scared. No.
Listen, I think there could be some content from that.
Message
if
received.
We want to explore it. Huh?
Message received.
It can be related to everything we've done so far. It could be completely out of left field.
Fear.
Yeah.
And I would, if you want to,
Yeah.
I would love to discuss that with you. To see what we could do with that. Maybe? But if you want to
I'd
do
rather
it on your own,
surprise you.
oh god. Okay, that's absolutely okay. 100%. So that is one thing that I think could be a very interesting, like, roadblock.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing with it.
Because it's been there the entire time. We just haven't done anything with it.
Yeah. I think I know what I'm gonna do with it.
Alright, perfect. Because I think now
Thanks
would
for
also
bringing
be
that up. Okay, yeah, alright, okay.
I don't mean to make it harder on
Oh,
me
no.
or us.
Just more interesting.
I think it just adds another level of just the stress that she feels from this.
Sylvia's no good, very bad day.
That is the easiest way I could describe it. So I think that would probably be my biggest,
Sure, awesome.
which I think is automatically already being included. Bet.
Alright, sick.
So,
Me.
yeah.
Stars and Wishes.
And for you. Stars.
My star is, if this is a game where I could give out inspiration, I wouldn't be able to, because I would be giving it out all the time, every time any of you opened your goddamn mouths. The play in this game has been phenomenal. this is a weird thing to say, ish, maybe, but it feels like we're really playing vampire now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yes,
doing
yes.
all the things. And that's awesome.
Of all the vampire sessions, this one is the most vampire.
This is the most
I-
vampire.
Grant, like, we've done a lot of vampire like feeding, obviously. Like this, like, I feel like this session is where everything got real.
Yeah.
Like the actual threat upon us. This is where it starts.
Yeah. It's really hard trying to think of a wish.
Which
because...
is a compliment to you also, by the
Aw.
way.
Yeah.
This is a massive compliment to you.
I appreciate that. I'm really
Well-
happy with how things are coming together. And like it so often is in a lot of early games for stuff like this, it's like there's a lot of build-up. And there definitely was more build-up than there... Like, even, like, for Firefly, I feel like there was a lot more build-up for this one. Just getting the ball up the hill so we can start rolling it down the other side. Very happy. It's really hard to come up with a wish, because my wish really is just, like, I want to play more of this. I want to do more. Relevant. I just accepted a job offer.
Congratulations!
I'm very stoked about it.
Hooray.
Or I was given a job offer, and we're going through the process.
Hooray.
That means that my life might be kind of tumultuous in the next, like, month-ish. But I don't know, and I will keep you all posted. And that, given everyone's ardor for this particular session, I'll probably try and get the next one scheduled as soon as we can, because it is more likely that I'm available sooner, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'll try and get that up sometime tomorrow. If I don't, ping me, if you remember, because I want to make sure. Okay, cool.
All right, Adonis, come here.
Thank you
There's
all for
also-
playing today, because this was excellent.
Hello.
Good session.
Good session.
I can hit the recording.